Okay, I think. Ooh, sorry about that, guys. Trying to get it on quickly. Is this working? Yep, it's working. Cool. Compressor's working too. Good. I need to get my compressors updated. I just cannot figure out how, like, Windows 11 is so garbage. So garbage. Nope. Alrighty, I think it's all working now. Hopefully she'll be here, and yeah, it looks like 3 minutes. Oh. Oh. It's beat crap out of that green screen. So's my dog. His tail, so now it doesn't stick as well on the bottom one. But not that I needed to go that far down. Ooh, how y'all doing? With friend like Candace, whom needs enemies? Exactly. Exactly. All right, this time I really gotta pull up this chat here also and pay attention to it. Kick chat. I don't know why I have my kick chat up over here because they never. I can actually put it up like that. Nobody ever comments there. I'll put the Rumble one. Hopefully, I won't miss a Rumble chat, but. We'll see. I can actually. Can I just do that? Nope. Brings up. Bring it up. Oh, I can. I'll just do that. Rumble. Now, if I see Rumble chats, it'll just be Rumble. Oh, wait, no, that's me. There we go. Hey, Layla Decker. How's it going? Oh, is it not working? Is my stream not working right now? Uh-oh. Hold on. Working on, No, it looks like it's working, right? Let's see. Let's hope it does. Okay. Now I'm actually paying attention to Rumble chat a lot better today. Had to pull this up. Okay, cool. Stream works. Everything's good. Awesome, awesome. Good to see you, Layla. Thank you for joining. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put this up top. Here. No, what? What? Okay. That. That. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now it's all set up well. Woo! Good. Because I got a couple things I want to go over. Well, not really a couple things per se. Looks like she's going to be associating somehow Britney Spears and that whole debacle with what's going on with Charlie Kirk. Apparently, Charlie Kirk had a bunch of handlers and stuff, but there's no proof of that whatsoever, and I'm pretty sure he would have said something. Go follow. Keep spamming. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, keep spamming all day long, man. It's, I won't be able to do that for long. Boom. Get out of here. That was dumb. Come into my kick and then just start spamming the crap out of that. Oh my god, Brad Bowen, thank you so much. Holy crap. You guys just come out the gate swinging. Man, thank you. They conned us fans, and their doxing, hateful reaction to any criticism of her gives you French Revolution Jacobin vibes. Feels like it wouldn't take much from her to send them on a spree. That's probably true. I mean, at this point, look, I think things are really heating up. Really heating up. And it is worrisome. Candace is stirring this pot so much, and it would just help out a lot if there was evidence, because she doesn't know what she's doing. She has no idea what she's doing. She's mixing water and oil and expecting it to combine and, come together and whatnot. And it's not going to do that. She needs to back off this rhetoric. She needs to slow it down. She needs to stop being so quick to point fingers, because it's going to cost, I think it will cost a lot of lives. Candace is an actress, nothing but a talking head. At this point, to be honest, I genuinely believe that. I genuinely believe that, Oh, that didn't change it to only Rumble. What the heck? Okay, I'm just going to pop up the Rumble chat. There we go. I'll just have Rumble chat over in that corner. I got YouTube's over here and Kirks over here. That's all I'm streaming to anyway, so having the 3 separate chats, much easier. I could have them all in one, but it's so much harder to, just interact with chat in general if I have just the Rumble live or restreamer pulled up. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Seriously, thank you guys so much. She's going to be probably a little late, but that's fine. I like her streams. I like to get behind her stream a little bit so I could skip the intro, because the intro will get me a copyright strike. Kanye West loves to take all the money for his 4-second song. It's pretty ridiculous. Pretty ridiculous. Let's see here. But again, Brad, thank you so much. Genuinely thank you. You guys are amazing. Let's see. Ben, he's right. Yes, they are. Like, subscribe, and share. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes. Thank you very much. Yeah, liking and subscribing is the best way to help out. Hey, guys, I got a question. How would you feel if, oh, wait, what ads? I haven't done any ad reads yet. But I was just going to ask about that. How do you guys feel if I started doing, ad reads for Coffee Brand Coffee? Do you guys like that stuff? Do you guys like the quartering? Just curious, Because I really enjoy his, tea and whatnot. I love his, not jasmine. I love jasmine tea, too. I really, really like his, chai tea a lot. Very delicious. And, it was one of these days, I could partner up with him. Because I wouldn't go out of my way to make a whole tea company, I don't think. My wife is thinking about doing herbal stuff maybe one day. I don't know. But if I did, now my commercials would be very short. Very short. He wouldn't be holding me to anything. Because the way he does it is anybody can sponsor Coffee Brand Coffee. Anybody. He just does a little thing where he gives you commission, essentially, for selling. And it's oh, okay. That's actually easy. That's really not much pressure. So I would just be hey, here's a good coffee. Or a good coffee or a good tea. This is what I drink. Show you guys my cup. Show you guys the tea itself. And then just move on. I wouldn't have to sit here and do a full 5-minute ad read. And it would just depend on how much actually sold is all I would get paid. So it wouldn't be someone paying me to give a good review on a product, whether it's good or bad. But you know what I mean? So it's just one of those things. It gives a little bit more freedom than the average, average ad read that, pays you 10 grand to do one ad read, but you got to do it for 5 minutes and have all this certain things going on or something, Seems like a lot of you guys don't a lot of you guys want it. Destroyer says no. Well, don't worry. I wouldn't be doing coffee. Like I said, I'd make it a minute maximum of an ad. I wouldn't do a big ad, or anything like that. But if you guys still don't want it, if more people want it or not, maybe I'll do a poll. Know what I mean? Candace has called Candace out before a lot. Oh yeah, he's been doing that good stuff as well. Hey, Chuck E. Cheese. Don't know the first time quartering was doxxed. It was by CRP. Yeah. Coach Red Pill. Yeah, I remember those days. Good God. Was doing on-the-ground journalism in Ukraine. Did Coach Red Pill, how did he die? Hold on. What happened to him? Overstated and overpromised what he could do? What's this? Gonzalo Lyra. Gonzalo Lyra, known as Coach Red Pill. That's what he looked like there? 2024. Oh, he passed to 2024. I didn't know that. In a Ukrainian prison, reportedly from pneumonia. Huh. He imprisoned for allegedly spreading Russian propaganda and violating bail conditions. I had no idea. I'll have to look into him one day. I'll have to look into that. I know Coach Red Pill was an active piece of garbage. An active piece of garbage during the whole time during the Andy Worski stuff, so I'll have to see what happened, you know? Maybe he had to change heart. I didn't follow him after like 2018, him and Crout T. You guys probably remember Crout T. Remember when he turned out to be an undercover leftist? You guys remember that? That was crazy, wasn't it? That was absolutely crazy. I never liked that guy from the beginning, though. He used to just be an absolute jerk. Coach Red Pill was saying he was dying before he was even captured. Yeah, maybe. It may have been something even worse. They say pneumonia, but maybe he had cancer or something. Just went undiagnosed. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, Coach Red Pill, though, he did some really, 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 really scandalous stuff back in, like, 2017, 2018, and just, like, got himself kicked out of the group completely with Coach Red Pill, Coach Red Pill, with Andy Worski. I think JF was with Andy at the time there on his show. It was also, oh, God, what's her name? Why am I not thinking of her name right now? Shoot. I talk to her often, too. What is her name? Hold on. Let me see. It is Aiden Paladin. That's who. Aiden Paladin. I need to get her on the show. Would you guys like to see Aiden Paladin on the show? Because she'll come on here anytime, really. I could probably get her to get on the show any day, really, if you guys wanted. I could probably get Bearing on, too, if you guys wanted that as well. Up to you guys, really. Let's see. So today on the show for Candace, from Britney Spears to Bieber to Charlie Kirk, the Calvary Chapel pastor seemed to be involved. Yeah, I'm sure they're involved in all of that stuff. Faith has been hijacked to cover for something more sinister happening in politics in Hollywood. Okay. Yeah. Now it's Christianity. It's not going to be Church of Scientology somehow. It's going to be Christianity. That's all behind all these celebrities. I'm going to believe that. Candace is losing her freaking mind, I think. Let's see. Absolutely. Hey, everyone. Stan Price just trolled everyone on his live stream. He showed his face bank account with 2,000 Trump dividend deposit. Oh, really? A fake bank account, you meant? I see. Oh, man, that's hilarious. Everyone get on. It'll get you more views and subs. Wait, what do you mean? Like, yes, absolutely she is. I can't say that name out loud. But Bering's wife is awesome. Absolutely. I need to get them both on. Meanwhile, Candace is Catholic, of course, just for show, though. Yeah, I think it is just for show. Genuinely, it doesn't surprise me at all. Candace is just as fake comes, you know. She gets a lot of stuff wrong about Catholicism, too. It's kind of weird. A little weird that she'd be getting stuff wrong for being such a devout Catholic, apparently. I don't know. I find it to be strange. Let's see here. I bet it started. Starting soon. Okay. Do we get her face? Okay. We're just waiting for this. So we're going to be starting up very, very soon. I got to make sure. I don't know who the people you mentioned are, but yeah. Oh, gotcha. So you guys, that would be awesome. Okay. You guys would want Bearing on and Aiden Paladin at some point too? I could get them on. I definitely could get them on. They're super awesome. Most chill people probably on this entire
All right,
internet.
you guys, happy Friday. And I'm just going to jump right in and tell you that somehow all of my investigations are converging. Like literally all of them that we've done on this show. And I'm freaking out. I would have never thought in a million years that there would be something which connected the Chaos book, which I got obsessed with and was like, it's required reading for this podcast, connected to the Brigitte Macron case. I'm going to tell you about that. Connected to Ye, me telling you all about what happened behind the scenes when he was effectively kicked out of Hollywood. And
yeah, it was something like that, right? What's the IBS movement? The irritable bowel syndrome movement. That's funny. What was the IBS movement exactly? Was that the whole, is that what they called the gay ops back then? That they were doing the gay ops in Discord? Is that what the IBS movement was? because I don't know what they officially called it. I just remember calling it gay ops, and that just stuck. So there was that.
The reason
Good
why
times,
I
guys. I'm glad
refuse to
people
publicly
remember.
condemn him, despite
That's crazy.
insistence from the
2014,
brood of
2015
vipers.
politics were the best.
I don't know how it's possible,
In my
but
opinion.
Charlie Kirk's assassination is pulling in all of these elements, and we need to speak a lot more.
God, Candace,
about
they pull in
the
a lot of
Calvary
elements,
Chapel.
don't they?
And also Britney Spears. Britney Spears, suddenly Britney Spears is here. Britney Spears and everything that happened to her is now increasingly relevant. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Candace.
Okay. Not playing that song. Okay. Let's see how Britney Spears ended up apparently somehow involved with this whole Charlie Kirk situation.
I don't know how much more I can enforce to you all that we have to steel
I bet it's
ourselves
gonna be a lot.
against psychological operations.
You gonna
It
blame
is
the handlers
all
for
about
apologize?
psychology. That
Probably.
is the name of the game. We are
I wouldn't
living
doubt it.
inside of one big psychological operation. I am convinced. I've seen enough. There's just no other way to present that information. It's a fact now that everything is fake and gay, and dangerously
Trippy cast
so.
on? Hey, maybe.
I was freaking
Absolutely. I'll have
out
to meet him.
realizing that quite literally all of our investigations over the past 2 years were coming together here. Brigitte Macron, where
Yeah,
did we
exactly,
end up,
Bronx
by the way?
girl,
Where did we
dead
leave
on.
off on the Brigitte Macron? I was speaking to you guys about MK Ultra. How
I get
odd
it.
it
She looks like
was
ET.
that of everything I said in my series,
Hello,
Brigitte
Morgan
Macron
Freeman.
and Emmanuel had a heart attack when I started
gonna find out,
discussing
Morgan.
MK Ultra. They brought it up 18 times in the lawsuit against me, way too many times in the lawsuit against me, and I realized we were on the right path discussing
Really?
this. It
Then
brought me back
why
to that
did you
road. It brought
file?
me back
Why did you file for a motion to dismiss the case then? If you thought you were on track. Genuinely curious.
to the Hate Asbury Clinic. We're going to talk about that and the program that they're running throughout California. Yay. When I said why I didn't speak out, it was because I recognized that he had done something tremendously brave, and that the entire mafia descended on him. It was a psychological operation. They put him on a Psych 5150 hold, which is one of their strategies. And effectively, he had been MK Ultra'd, right? By putting
Okay.
on that Psych
Did
5150
he?
hold. Jeffrey Epstein. I did a mini series on Jeffrey Epstein. We spoke about the blackmail. We spoke about the trafficking through big companies because nobody blinks an eye. If
Quick question. Is Kanye West under a conservatorship, though? Because I would need some proof. Is he under a conservatorship right now? I'm gonna take a look real quick. No, Kanye West is not under a conservatorship. There has been public discussion about the possibility due to his erratic behavior, but no English. Under a 5150 hold. Let's see. Kanye West is not currently under one. He was hospitalized in the past under such hold due to exhaustion and sleep deprivation, but recent reports confirm he sought medical help voluntarily. I'm going to need some proof, Candace. Like, I know he's got erratic behavior, but I don't think his erratic behavior isn't self-inflicted. You know what I mean? I just don't see how there's nothing holding him legally down. And he was able to do a lot of stuff again with his own free will. You know, he went with Nick Fuentes everywhere, right? Unless he's completely controlled every single second of the day. And if that's the case, then he was forced to go with Nick Fuentes, which means he probably didn't believe anything Fuentes was saying. So I don't know. Candace, can you tell me when he's allowed to just be free and then when they're allowed to just put him on a 5150 hold? That doesn't make much sense to me. How did that happen? How is he allowed to go on the Alex Jones show and stuff if he was under their, under every single, like, if he was under their thumb, proverbially speaking? Is that the right term? The proverbial thumb, I should say. Like, it doesn't make much sense to me. But now she's blaming Trump with Epstein, even though those emails came out and they were bogus. Now she's still on this right here. She's not talking about Bill Clinton with the Epstein. She's not talking about Biden. Not talking about any of that. No, it's Trump. And he's the one president that doesn't have any evidence tying him to Epstein at all. As a matter of fact, even the Democrats came out. Did you see that? The Democrats came out. Was it? Let's see. I bet she doesn't talk about this. What do you want to bet Candace Owens doesn't bring this up? This was just earlier today, I think it was. Let's see, 10 hours ago. Here we go. Breaking from the Democrats. Newly released emails show Jeffrey Epstein thought Trump was one of the worst people he knew, with not one decent cell in his body. He went on to describe Trump with one word: dangerous. So he didn't like Trump at all, and yet he hung around him all the time? Really? It's a little weird. Even Tim had to come out here and say, is this pro-Trump? Am I supposed to be on Epstein's side? What the F are Democrats smoking? So that's really weird. It's kind of weird that the Democrats are making people side with Epstein, right? Why would Epstein hang around Trump if he didn't like him? Right? So it's a little weird because Trump says he didn't like Epstein. Epstein says he didn't like Trump, apparently. So it kind of sounds to me like they didn't hang around each other. And the Democrats just willingly posted that. But here Candace is now trying to push the left-wing narrative that Trump was besties with Epstein. Just amazing how it works, Candace. You went all the way back to your 2015, 2016 child doxing self. Hillary Clinton voting self.
If it's a modeling agency, nobody blinks an eye, as he was funding tons of mechanisms.
Particularly, look at this guy. Look at this guy in chat. I bet you can't. I bet you can see this right here. Zionist, 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 Zionist. It's just Zionist all over and over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're pretty obsessed with
models
Zionists.
and movies.
I could
Harvey
give a crap
Weinstein
less about
connection.
Zionists in general.
I spoke
don't
with
care
him.
what people believe
It was
in.
very weird that they took out Harvey Weinstein. That is a fact via the Me Too movement. And I had posited to the audiences that that movement may have been about hostile takeovers of companies. And of course, as we've been discussing on the show, Zionist Inc. Everybody understands what Zionist Inc. is now.
Yeah.
You see it everywhere.
If there was anything for the Democrats to use against Trump, you are absolutely right. They would have used it. They would have absolutely used it.
You cannot question Israel at all, or they descend on you. Somehow, the Charlie Kirk assassination is
Candace,
bringing together every single last one of these themes that we have been exploring.
You guys have done nothing.
So, where did we leave off yesterday?
You have done nothing but question Israel.
Cavalry Chapel. We spoke
consequence?
about Rob McCoy being the lead pastor in Thousand Oaks, one of their many churches across the United States. And my sense, which every Christian Zionist influencer under the sun is trying to ward me off of. Oh, how dare she? I can't even believe it. Bibi can blow up thousands and tens of thousands of kids, but Candace investigating the...
Man, it's unbelievable. If he's blowing up tens and hundreds of thousands of kids, why were they allowed to leave the area? Remember whenever they did the ceasefire and then all these hundreds of thousands of people started walking all the way back to Gaza? Worst genocide in history if they allowed them to leave and take cover before they started bombing. It's just kind of wild. I don't know. Why did they bring him back? Remember all that, guys? I'll bring it up right now. People return to Gaza. Pretty weird, right? So you see, thousands of Palestinians return to northern Gaza. Let's see this. Okay. No music. So now look at all this. Why are they all returning? They all have to return down this long path, but why were they allowed to escape? Why were they allowed to leave? Look at all this. Like, here we go. This is the one I was specifically talking about. Right here. Candace, why were these people allowed to leave? I'm genuinely curious. I'm not saying that it's not possible for there to be a genocide. I'm just saying it's really done poorly when they allow the people to leave the bombing areas before they start bombing. I don't know. It's just a little weird to me. So, but even so, it's like what, number 6? Let's say it is a genocide. Be like number 6 on the genocide scale compared to the other 5, at least that I know of, that are going on in the world right now that are significantly worse. I don't know why people are obsessed with Israel and Gaza in comparison. It's just kind of weird because we fund both Palestine and Israel. We fund a lot of these gross areas that commit genocides. Look at China's genocide going on. Look at Yemen. Look at Turkey. Look at Balochistan. Balochistan's the biggest open-air prison in the world. The biggest. No one talks about that. And they're all the same ideology, you know. They're all Muslim there. I guess some Muslims are more important than others.
Charlie Kirk assassination is crazy. It's unbiblical. It only furthered my sense that faith had somehow been...
It's wait, did she say that right? Let me rewind a little bit. I need to hear this.
And tens of thousands of kids, but Candace investigating the Charlie Kirk assassination is crazy. It's unbiblical.
Can you quote to me who said that? Because if anything, an assassination would be super biblical. You know who else was, like, assassinated, essentially? I guess not assassinated, but much worse than assassinated? Jesus. Yeah, he literally died for everybody and everything and had to endure the worst torture before death possible. I'd say it's pretty biblical. I'd say it's decently biblical to probably be assassinated or to talk about it in general. I mean, shoot, we've been talking about it for 2,000 years here, Candace. I don't know about that. Who told you that? I'm curious. Because I will gladly tell them they're wrong, too. I mean, that's just a ridiculous claim.
It only furthered my sense.
What's the takeaway?
That
How's it
faith
going?
had
Why
somehow
is
been
an American
infiltrated.
first person
Faith
always
had
talking
become
about French and
a
Israeli
military
politicians?
operation, or perhaps
Agreed.
from the 60s onward.
She
that's
is
what it's always
conspiracy theories
been,
for
right?
Shamrock. Thank you for
too many
showing up,
instances,
guys.
as I showed you yesterday, of trafficking and sexual abuse. You have to begin asking the question whether or not
Ooh, I'll pull up the Milk Bar TV stuff then afterwards.
this
That'll be great.
is systemic and it's on purpose, and who these pastors are working for.
Okay.
Then I get an email yesterday, which made me perk up. A flurry of emails, actually. Thank you, guys. Telling me to stay the course because the Calvary Chapel was also involved in Britney Spears' conservatorship.
Okay.
What?
How?
Excuse
I
me.
wanna
Now, to
know.
be clear, I never got into the Britney Spears web. There were so many TikToks, so many people that did the research,
Hey,
dedicated
thank
their
you,
time
Takeaway.
to it.
I
I just
appreciate
wasn't
that.
one of them.
Genuinely,
and
thank you.
I will therefore make it clear that
Guys, likes and subscribes are the best way to support me at all. Thank you all so much. Genuinely, thank you.
I'm not an
I
expert
am
on
very
this case. I
grateful.
obviously
You guys
cannot
are
become an
amazing.
expert overnight. But after
Let's see, lady.
speaking with
Kirk up to
Kanye
CIA.
and
Yeah,
being a
it's
part of that, being
Candace
around him when
Intelligence
everything
Agency
went
or something, I
down,
think.
I got the gist of the fact that celebrities are very much controlled, what they can't say, who they're allowed to date, and if they step one bit out of the carefully orchestrated narrative, something comes down on them and begins to control them in operation. I get the gist.
Yep.
Now,
Me
so that
too.
we can have a little bit more of a gist,
I don't want to talk
particularly
about your gist,
who they
Candace.
were referencing is Lou Taylor. Lou Taylor apparently was very
Lou
much
Ferrigno?
That has been heavily insinuated, and even by
Oh, I'll
Britney
definitely
Spears
bring some up
herself,
after this.
got involved and pushed for this conservatorship. That is what has been alleged. I'm going to allow Brett Cooper, I'm just going to rip this content from her show, hopefully she doesn't mind, to explain
okay.
how Britney Spears
Hey, Natalie.
was
Thank you for coming
effectively
here.
infiltrated.
Thank you so much.
Take a listen.
We need to understand a
Jennifer.
little more of Lou Taylor's history. So, Lou Taylor became involved with Britney Spears in 2007 after she was hired to help manage Jamie Lynn Spears, and this was right around the time that Jamie got pregnant. Now,
Same.
somehow, no one really knows. I mean, this is not documented at all.
Not same to her getting
She
pregnant,
was
same to the
brought
chat.
into the fold of this family by their father, Jamie. This is Jamie Sr. And by 2008,
Yeah.
so less than a year
He's a
later,
creep.
Lou was going on TV shows as the family's spokesperson to speak on behalf of Britney.
Lou Taylor
Okay.
is the business manager for Britney Spears' father, mother, and younger sister, Jamie Lynn. Lou, good morning to you.
Here you have Britney that needs to have some security somewhere, that every single thing she does and every single person she has a relationship with doesn't become an
Hey, even I
opportunity
supported
to
her
be
for a little bit.
exploited. I mean, when do you ever rest in that if you're constantly in fear of being exploited? Every day, Jamie goes to work as a professional
I've always been
chef,
wary of her, but I did
asking the
support her
Lord to
after a
give him
couple
the
years.
strength to honor the people he works for in the midst of circumstances. That Lynn Spears is a mother that is
Oh, I actually kind of
brokenhearted
enjoyed
just
Joey
because
101.
she's
It was
apart
funny
from
for
her
a bit, but I
daughter,
was a kid.
that she loves her daughter so much, and again asking every day for God to give her strength and for her to continue to have hope.
And her mom stated in her memoir, Through the Storm, that Lou and Britney's father had discussed putting her in a conservatorship shortly after that happened. So this was all around 2008. But the missing piece here, and guys, this
Ooh,
is what
69
shocked
people
me,
in here at once.
is that Jamie Sr.
Nice.
had around this time
Thank you, guys.
allegedly filed for bankruptcy. He had done this multiple times. And Lou Taylor's firm gave Britney's dad a loan of $40,000. Now, we don't know why, but he had just filed for bankruptcy, and this woman gave him $40,000. Now, within
Okay.
months of this loan, the conservatorship of Britney Spears was implemented. This was in February of 2008. But Lou and her father, even though Britney was apparently not able to function, she needed to be under this conservatorship, they kept her career going. Listen to this. Only months after arguing that his daughter was incapacitated and therefore needed to be under his control, Mr. Spears
Yeah, but have you seen her dancing around with the steak knives? It's pretty concerning, actually, and it made me wonder if Britney Spears was actually in her right mind at all. If you ever pull up her Instagram, you kind of see that she actually may have some sort of dementia or something's wrong with her. She's a little nutso, and I haven't quite seen anything like it, to be honest. But I don't know for sure. I'm not in their private life. But after seeing Britney coming out, and I was like, yeah, the conservatorship ended. This is amazing. They've got it all, got her all fixed up. And we saw the creepy post she was posting and how she was, and it's like, oh, God, did we interfere and actually make a mistake? I'm not entirely sure now, because you bring up Britney Spears stuff, and it's a little freaky. It's a little freaky. I'm not going to lie. I need to check in with it again, but it is weird. Oh, hey, Brad. Thank you so much again. Oh, man. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. One of her favorite tactics is to fabricate what her opponents are saying and what their position is. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You are dead on the mark with that.
Committed her to an 8-month tour named Circus. TriStar, that is Lou Taylor's company, was hired to serve as the tour's business manager, handling its finances and accounting, and the tour grossed an estimated $130 million. Money that was now under the control of Lou Taylor and Jamie Spears, the father.
Okay.
So she was mentally ill, but not mentally ill enough to prevent her from making them more money. And
well, think about this for a second, okay? Because even her sister has kind of come out and said, yeah, my sister, a little out there. Why didn't they do this to Jamie as well? Because Jamie also, obviously getting into acting and stuff, could have been a cash cow. She got pregnant, but she's never once come up and done anything. She's never once, really turned against her family for the most part. It's interesting, right? She kind of has a more nuanced take, Britney should be allowed to do what she wants, but at the same time, her sister's kind of, out of her mind. So I don't know. It's really tough to say because I don't have an insight at all into Britney's family. I have no idea. It's just a little bizarre because with the conservatorship, she wasn't even able to take care of her own kids. And Fetterman, I think he actually did it. Fetterman? What's his name? Federline. That's it. Federline actually ended up, doing some, taking care of his kids pretty well, I think. I don't know. He didn't seem like he was completely off his gourd, nearly as much anyway, but he's not completely sane, I don't think. But anyway, helping me fight the good fight. Man, thank you. Genuinely thank you. Hey, Miss Tasha, the drugs they had put Britney on that she didn't need, but was used to control her. I mean, that could be too. It could have just, and that could be it. She could have been on those drugs for so long it just burnt her brain. I mean, I like I said, I don't know. That's one of those things that it's just such a gray area. It's so hard to tell because we're on the outside looking in, and on the inside, they got all the info, so I don't know. Could be, but also I'm kind of curious why they didn't do it to Jamie. So, did Federline just write a book? Really? I may do that. I may do a book review on here. Who knows?
Allowing them to control their money. So what we're describing here is effectively an infiltration. And instantly, with Lou Taylor talking about God and prayers, that's a lot of what you start to see. And then when you look beneath that layer, you start to go, okay, you start to ask questions. Then suddenly the God people get upset. Okay? What she's describing there is effectively an infiltration.
They're getting upset because you said TPUSA did this, Israel did this. That's why they're getting upset, Candace. Come on, don't play dumb. If you were just questioning, that'd be one thing. Don't play like that, okay?
But it's going to get crazier.
That's ridiculous.
And I want you to hold on to that idea of an infiltration because also yesterday, after I covered Rob McCoy's Potter's Field scandal, the one that happened up in Montana where I described to you an organization, a faith-based organization, and I told you that then suddenly people were wondering what's happening with the finances, didn't know where the money was going. Rob McCoy steps in as the CFO, and there's articles about it, and essentially this organization sort of disappears overnight. Well, someone who was involved intimately with this scandal messaged me and said, Candace, no, you have it completely wrong because you're reading what's in the press. The Potter's Field scandal, Potter's Field was actually a healthy, functional organization. This was actually Christian ministry until, and again, I'm going to say this is alleged, but I'm looking further into this claim.
Well, at least
until
you're saying
Rob
alleged.
McCoy got involved,
that's a little bit better than before.
And then he intentionally scandalized it and staged an effective hostile takeover with a few other board members. That's what this person is alleging, and they've sent emails and some backup proof, which we need to go through before we can present that as a fact.
Yeah, right.
But it
she's saying
piqued my interest. The idea of a hostile takeover,
you know what I mean? That's interesting,
designed as faith-based almost, right? Like we're doing the right thing here and we're trying to help.
She's using interesting
Let's stay
wording.
the course with this idea of companies, people, and organizations being taken over via scandals.
She could just literally say cavalry people instead of God people. That is interesting. That is a good point there. Let's see. Isn't she a self-proclaimed God person, Ron? Yeah, Rhonda? Yeah, you're right, Well, go to church of faith if you believe in... Yeah, exactly. So I think she's saying it for a reason. That's interesting. Very interesting. Hi, Joni. Hollywood is a really dark place. Feel bad for her? Absolutely, Layla. Have you ever seen the documentary Europa: The Last Battle? I have not seen that. I'll have
Because
to check
the
into
people who seem to get involved don't exactly have the qualifications to be in the C-suite or to be the heads of companies at all. And as Brett Cooper is about to lay out, Lou Taylor's qualifications are somewhat lacking. Take it away again, Brett Cooper.
Now, another thing that I think is important to understand about Lou Taylor is that Lou is not a talent manager. She's not here to just oversee brands or help deals be made. She's not like an agent or that kind of thing.
I think
she was playing the role of business manager, which is a financial role.
Probably.
Even though Lou Taylor had no financial background, she was not even an accountant. And most business managers, my business manager, is an accountant. Lou Taylor actually started her career in a church working alongside her husband, who at the time was a pastor at Calvary Church in Brentwood, California. And interestingly enough, according to financial documents that are in the public domain, Jamie Sr. was giving 10% of his income that he was making off of Britney Spears from the conservatorship to the church where Lou Taylor's husband was a pastor. Read this. Mr. Spears at times gave 10% of his conservatorship income to the Taylor's Calvary Chapel, Brentwood, a practice known as tithing, according to a 2010 financial document. Mr. Spears gave tens of thousands of dollars in 1 year alone to the church, which is about 500 miles away from where he lives in Louisiana. Now, obviously, since then, all of this information has come out, and Britney has now accused Lou of playing a major...
So, believe it or not, there is a church that I used to service. I go to every now and then. I try to go, but unfortunately, my wife works on Sundays, so it's hard to go to the church. But I can't say what church it is, but I can tell you this. The guitarist for Alan Jackson goes there. Okay? And he gives a lot of money to the church because naturally, whatever church you go to, you tend to try to support it. I've never found anything weird about that. Genuinely seems to be a cool guy. I have not met him. He's only there 3 months out of the year, but everyone has nothing but nice things to say about him. So, but yeah, the Alan Jackson, the Alan Jackson, one of the biggest country singers in the world. Yeah, him. And his guitarist goes there. It's kind of crazy, especially from the area I'm in. I'm like, I would have had no idea, until I started going there. Pretty crazy stuff. Finding the truth. As a Christian can see Candace as false convert. Yeah, she very well may be. I think she might be. I'm not going to question her faith per se, but when she says these weird things, like God people, it's a little weird. Just a little weird. Hello, Lilu. So since Brad Cooper swore her allegiance to Candace, she's now peddling for her as payback? I don't know. I don't know why. I think, I don't know. It just seems like, I think Brett Cooper's completely and totally ignorant. She's very young. She knows nothing about Red Pill Black. She knows nothing about Candace Owens' doxing website for children. She knows nothing about that. So I think she's just ignorant. More than likely, anyway.
Major role in her exploitation, and even though Lou denies all of this and continues to deny everything through emails obtained through Britney's trials, it is clear that in some way Lou was involved. This is from the LA Times. Britney Spears' lawyer emails show ex-business manager helped set up conservatorship. And in recent years, Britney has even gone so far as to accuse her father and Lou of allegedly having an affair and unlawfully using her money to fund trips of their own. This headline from Daily Mail reads, Britney Spears accuses dad Jamie of having an affair with her ex-business manager Lou Taylor and claims he charged her estate for the pair's trip to the Holy Land to get baptized. And guys, this is not Lou's only controversy. She is not just wrapped up in the Britney Spears world. Just a couple of years ago, The New Yorker reported that she also tried to place Courtney Love and Lindsay Lohan into conservatorships.
Oh, we're going to get there because as I started following, the Calvary Church again, suddenly involved. And that part that she's mentioning about the tithing, since I put onto my Instagram stories that, what is this? You're telling me that this woman, Lou Taylor, also was involved in the Calvary Church and I was not paying attention to anything that was going on with Britney Spears at all. And I've arrived at this same conclusion that there's some sort of an infiltration that seems to be happening with Calvary chapels. And here's where we are.
Well, it could be a lot simpler than that, really. It could just be that they are a mega church that's also, they happen to be probably one of the biggest churches in the United States. They also have a lot of money and a lot of backing to them from celebrities. Doesn't surprise me that whenever you get up to a certain level that these churches would start, wanting to get involved with another very much Christian person. But this is the thing, too. How many other corrupt Christian or any other religion, Judaism, or shoot, anything really, that may be working with Turning Point USA, how many of them are corrupt as well? I mean, so far, yeah, this is a good thing to be showing. It's good to show that there are corrupt people in TPUSA, but I'm willing to bet that a lot of people who are probably very, very, very wealthy are probably making money in very, very shady ways. It just seems to be the case when you get rich. A lot of the other rich people you associate with didn't get to being rich fairly, okay? A lot of people who are making six figures or like, let's say 8 figures a year, probably are doing some sort of pyramid scheme or some sort of scam or something along the way. They make dirty money. A lot of those people do. So, I don't know. I'm not super surprised.
Ridiculous. This can't be a coincidence. There can't be this many people that are having this experience and have this much scandal involving this church. This doesn't make sense to me. Well, I put this up on my stories this morning, and 2 other people reached out to me who worked with Lou Taylor and described exactly what she's referring to, this system of tithing that Lou Taylor makes them say 10% has to go to the church if they want to be blessed.
Or the other one's Britney Spears' other personality.
10% has to go to the church
that would be crazy.
if they want God to bless them. This is why they should do this. And then also directing them to invest
you know who that sounds like, Candace? If you want God to bless you, give us money. The Catholic Church. Wow. That's wild, Candace. It's funny how, like, you know, people scam people using religion a lot of the time. It's funny how that works, doesn't it?
Other companies,
but you don't say anything about the Catholics.
Revealing that they're involved in those other companies and that God will bless them and they'll pray over them. What is
I believe
happening?
That, Kimberly.
How can there be this many Calvary Chapel scandals and stories? She also mentioned Lindsay Lohan.
Sure,
she's not lying there.
Yeah.
Well-loved teenager, fantastic actress who didn't love Parent Trap when they were growing up and then somehow became addicted to drugs. Suddenly, her dad, Michael Lohan... What do you mean
somehow? She was a teenager that was wealthy that had access to stuff. And she was in the scene, like the whole scene kid thing pretty much, you know, just like Avril Lavigne, just like all those other people, just like Amanda Bynes. They all got into that stuff, probably together, to be honest.
Not remember this, but he got in front of a mic speaking to the press and called out Lou Taylor. Take a listen.
Yeah, Courtney Love too, probably.
When Lindsay was supposed to go into Morningstar Rehab, they started to reconstruct everything there for Lindsay to accommodate her. Sean Chapman Holly, Sean and Lou Taylor leaked that to the press because they wanted Lindsay to get out sooner and have her in UCLA so she wouldn't spend much time in the rehab. They're destroying my daughter's life. I'm praying that Dina finally gets on the same page with me and does something about this.
Well, okay, so a lot of people, especially back in the day, back in the 90s and the early 2000s, a lot of people were like, no, if your kid's messed up, they need to go to church. And then others were like, no, they need to go to a rehab, you know? And I knew plenty of kids in my school who also had to do kind of that. I knew some people that went to Shadow Mountain, which Shadow Mountain was horrendous. It was actually probably better for them to go to a church because Shadow Mountain, they had a bunch of the counselors there. They'd shut down completely. They had a lot of counselors there doing stuff to kids, you know, getting with them and stuff like that. They'd give them alcohol and stuff at the rehab. So I don't know if you guys know about Shadow Mountain. You should look into that. That was crazy. They had locations all over the U.S.
Skylar, do we have the email?
Yeah, the Egyptian plagues are gone. The Christians
before I
are now
even get into what Courtney Love told me, do we have the email somebody sent me? And guys, just, you know, I blacked out a ton of this email because it's way too identifying. And this sounds like a very scary syndicate, in my opinion. So I don't want to put anybody at risk. But somebody who very much knew Lou Taylor, worked with Lou Taylor, sent me this, which is interesting.
Kids love the Parent Trap.
Again,
I haven't
the
shown
whole
my
top
kids
is
that
blacked
yet.
out. It says, I have since come to think that Rob and Lou Taylor's church is just a front for
it's a good movie.
them and a ruse. I actually have many suspicions about at least Lou being tied to possibly the CIA and Mossad. All of the security that was hired under...
Okay, that's Mossad. Did you clarify that? CIA and massage message? Yeah, it sounds like massage.
The name
of...
She's writing black
Good
box.
spelling.
She means black cube security. That was also the security that was provided for Harvey Weinstein. Where it's really just the Mossad agents who now are mostly with the Kardashians. Now, we're going to talk about Ye in a bit. I did go to Israel with Rob Taylor and a few other people from our church in blank, and know that they have many ties there. I've also heard that Lou has connections and ties to Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein, etc. I'm going to say all of this is allegedly. Obviously, this is an email tip. I have not confirmed any of that. The reporter's trying to connect some of the dots, and they told me that the house that Britney was being held out in 2019 was tied to Epstein somehow via Tony Blair. Britney Spears lives in Thousand Oaks, California, as does
Wait,
Justin.
who's Tony Blair? Tony Blair's very familiar. Who's Tony Blair? Oh, God. Tony. I'm not thinking of the wrong person, am I? Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 1997 to 2007. Okay. Okay.
Bieber, I believe, and Diddy, I believe, has a house there as well. I know Lou Taylor built a house there and would find it very hard to believe that she does not know Rob McCoy, seeing that he was the mayor for Thousand Oaks.
So no actual connection to Rob McCoy. Just, hey, people that were a part of the Calvary Church did something, and somehow that's probably linked to McCoy. Okay, I got you.
Is the pastor of the large Calvary Chapel Church there.
That's not okay.
Before Lou Taylor moved to Brentwood, Tennessee.
Oh, thank you for
Robin and Lou Taylor moved to Brentwood, Tennessee. They lived in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and attended a very large Calvary Chapel Church there. And they were mentored by a man named Bob Coy.
Yeah,
we brought him up yesterday, the pedophile scandal that we mentioned yesterday,
and
who has since been broiled in scandal for sexual allegations, and I believe had to step down.
You guys are up on it.
He mentored them in the process of starting their church in Brentwood, Tennessee. That's interesting. It would be foolish for us to think that Lou Taylor does not know Rob McCoy. She's exactly right. All these people live in Thousand Oaks, California, and he's been pastoring that church up until July of this year for a very long time.
Good possibility.
And it's about to get even crazier
because
because
the same exact
back
location?
in January of this year, someone notified me that Courtney Love wanted to reach out to me.
Oh, okay. So Courtney Love is here.
Brett Cooper has mentioned that Courtney Love has also had allegations about Lou Taylor. We all know who Courtney Love is. If for nothing else, it's because the media has.
So wait, I gotta know now. Did Courtney Love do this, Candace, or did Kurt Cobain? I guess we're gonna get into this, huh?
Convinced most people that she had something to do with the murder of her husband, Kurt Cobain.
There we go.
That's the reality, right? I didn't grow up with this music. I didn't listen to this music, but I know the Kurt Cobain story, and I know that somewhere in the back of my mind, I was kind of conditioned to believe that she had something to do with his murder. It was never explicitly said, but there was enough innuendo to get us there. Anyway.
It's not just innuendo. There's also unnamed, actually, there's name sources of the guy who actually did it. There's a whole documentary on it, and this guy claims that she hired him and all this other stuff. And he actually managed to prove his connection to her about how he would be in contact with her. He did show some interesting stuff. Wasn't able to fully prove that he had done it, but he came out and said, yeah, I did it. I put that into his mouth right there. He was so messed up, and I did it. You know what I mean? But we'll never truly know. We'll probably never know. But now she's on the whole bandwagon of, I was conditioned, but there's no way she did it. I don't know, because I've looked at all the evidence and it's pretty 50-50 for me, Candace. So I don't know how you've already chosen a side, because I'm super upset. I'm a metal guy. Okay. Now I'm not super interested in Kurt Cobain's music. I was not a grunge guy myself. But you get what I'm saying. I watched every documentary of Kurt Cobain all the way up till 2019. I haven't seen any new ones after that. So maybe there's some new good ones.
I made contact with her. It was because she had been watching my podcast.
She was going to leave her,
knew
probably.
That I was obsessed with the book
Everybody
Chaos.
leaves her.
It just, my mind just exploded, understanding how severe a psychological operation could be, the media being complicit, convincing us that murders happened. I ended the book and I said, did anybody die that night? That is how wild of a journey it is. The same year, of course, as the moon landing, an entire psychological operation. And you just go, what is real? What is not real? I don't know. If you have not read that book, you should read it. And
what is real? You hear that, guys? You hear that? Yeah, we call that dog whistling right there. What is real? Oh, that's the wrong place. But anyway, if you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. Thank you all so much.
Became even more obsessed with learning everything that I could about the 60s and the military.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Ben.
Ultra
for
program
sure.
that our government
Foo Fighters over Nirvana,
employed in place after JFK was shot.
You notice that their
actually
vocalist
putting
looks a lot
journalists
like
on
Nirvana's
payroll
drummer, though?
to control our minds. If you are new here, You absolutely must read that book. You have to understand how this thing works. This is why I put together my book club, because it's so much that you just start to wonder what is real, what is fake. Are we actually living in a simulation? How could I have believed all of these things about people on the basis of what I read in the media? Because they gave you some sort of an authority.
Need to make a shirt.
Right? They present themselves as some sort of a authority, or if they have expertise in this area that they fact check. And I think post-COVID, we're all ready to digest that these are psychological operations. Courtney at that time, Courtney Love, told me so much information. In January of this year, it was like she basically wrote me a novel. I couldn't.
Why don't you just have her on the show? I don't know. Did she mention that? Did she say why she didn't have her on the show? Just have her on the show.
Process it. It was information overload. And if she had sent that to anybody but me, someone would have looked at this information and said, oh, this is just crazy. She's crazy. Truly. She's obviously insane, because people that are outside of the Hollywood matrix cannot grasp or comprehend what goes on inside of it. It's spiritually so offensive that we go, there's no way all of this can be going on. And then you join my book club and you read Hollywood Babylon and you're like, oh, this is actually how the system was built in Hollywood. It was built off of this stuff. So while I personally did not understand the nature of what goes on inside of Hollywood, I did start to understand it after everything happened with Ye. Okay, I saw it up close, and I thought Ye was crazy, or like having I was being hysterical when he turned around to me in my house and he said, when all that was going down and Adidas was canceling him and Gap was canceling him, he was like, "Are you an op too? Are you an op too?" And I was like, "What on earth are you talking about?" Until I fully came to realize what he meant.
That she was an op with that book Chaos,
and I've just done so much research since. Now I fully understand what he was saying when he was asking me that question. If I was also an op.
Soundgarden.
Right? Everything then happened to me, 2024, and I am certain that Charlie was also going through that process as well, where you start to realize there are
definitely my favorites from the grunge
psychological operatives in your life. He was asking me, Ye, are you a part of the psychological operation that is meant to control me? Are you one of these handlers that's meant to stop me from breaking out of this effective mental prison? I'm realizing something's wrong, and everyone's telling me there's something wrong with me when I'm saying, no, there's something wrong with this, right? Why are you trying to make me think I'm crazy? And I'm going back to my own thing for tweeting that genocide is always wrong. The operatives are right. Don't you understand how that could have been anti-Semitic? Right? So don't you understand?
She's still talking about
Charlie, if you go down this route of perfect sense, if you go down this route, you're going to lose millions of dollars.
She really doesn't have much to talk about, so she's really, really, really inflating her live stream here. I think it's all to collect every one of these super chats up here. She just keeps going on and on and on about what she's seen, quote unquote, from Ye, and I don't know, it's not making much sense.
That is what he is referring to, right?
Sure
are you an op? Courtney Love. This is in January and in February of this year. I have all of this in writing. Effectively wrote explaining to me exactly how the operation functions and why. She explained to me that she was a toddler and she was experimented on at the Haight-Ashbury Clinic. For those of you,
she was going to say
it's the intersection where they had this clinic and the hippies came, and this is when the CIA was just dosing them intentionally because they wanted to understand how to control
why she went after Kirk?
Minds. This was their focus, was how do we control mass experimentation? How do we brainwash people? And they were experimenting on hippies when they did this. And
Courtney Love, Kirk, Kurt, and Kurt. Holy cow. Holy cow, guys. I think we know who pulled the trigger.
And Courtney, who's writing a book on this, so I'm not exposing anything, told me that she was given LSD at this age. This is how she grew up. She grew up in this area. And she told me, I did not kill Kurt Cobain. That was a part of a psychological operation to make the masses look away from what the CIA was guilty of.
But if she was being mind-controlled.
And she then told me through a lot of messages that at the core of all of this is ownership. Goodbye to your idea of a meritocracy, that you can climb the ladder and become a billionaire yourself.
I got it.
Actually, the best way to understand it is that when companies or individuals get too big and become too powerful, they send their agents to control them. to control them, to make sure that
I'm not
they
good with the camera.
are able to control their messaging. And if they cannot control those individuals, they will stage some sort of a hostile takeover of that brand or of that
Hello,
company
Leah.
or of that particular person. And there's a number
Soaked in
of
Bleach is
ways
crazy.
that can be accomplished. First and foremost,
It's a crazy
the
documentary.
psychosis. Oh my, she's having a mental breakdown. She needs a break. She's really tired. Britney's been put on a Psych
sleepy.
5150 hold.
Yep.
Kanye, he said he was just reading a Bible, and Harley Pasternak, and we got into his backstory, and MK Ultra suddenly puts him in a hospital on a Psych 5150 hold, and somehow his wife, I guess, was cool with that at the time.
Because he was reading
being
a
Kim
Bible?
Kardashian.
I don't know
Also,
about
of course,
that.
Wacko
but-
Jacko.
You sure it's not because he was like, having a mental break and going out and saying really, really crazy things? I bet that's probably it. It probably wasn't him reading a Bible, but if I had to guess, I don't know. I wasn't there, but I know you weren't either, Candace, so there is that. Hey, guys, if y'all are new here, thank you for showing up. Like and subscribe. That's all I ask of you guys. Thank you all. Seriously. Genuinely, thank you.
The media gets involved in this, blaring out to the public, don't look at what's happening behind the scenes because this person's just absolutely crazy. They're doing this to me right now. Obviously, you guys see this every single day. She's lost, she's gone off the deep end. Thank you.
Can
That's
you go
where
over
I'd like
what
to be. I don't want to be in the
Courtney Love,
shallow
was
end,
talking
my
about now?
friends. Yeah, let's get deep on these topics.
Can we get into this?
Another way that they accomplish this is via lawfare. They will bankrupt you. Okay.
Are we done with
this
the
is
Courtney
why
Love
what's
stuff
happening
already?
to Elijah
This-
Schaefer.
I thought it was a
This
novel.
is relevant. This is one of their strategies. When they want you to shut up, they will effectively bankrupt you. Your consequence will be that you have no more money. And Michael Jackson, despite the fact that he was beating Sony, he was owning his
It's not the only thing he was beating.
own catalog and almost owned the Beatles catalog. And that's when they
Sorry,
swept
too
in.
bad of a joke.
And they took down Michael Jackson. He died broke, right?
He died in a mansion. What are you talking about? Like, he was in debt, but he died in a mansion. I don't know if he was quote-unquote broke, per se. And not to mention he had all those royalties coming in. I don't know. I don't know about that. Now, the way he went out was crazy. Was absolutely crazy, but it was a special doctor that was getting him to sleep with not propanolol, propofol. They were using propofol. You know what propofol is like? It's like the weaker version, pretty much, of fentanyl. You got to be hooked up to respirators and stuff. They just OD'd him on a table, but he just willingly did it. It's weird, right? It's really, really weird because he had been talking about it for like weeks that he was doing this, and people were telling him, "You can't be on this stuff," and he was like, "No, it's fine. I get good sleep." And it's like, "No, you don't. You don't. You don't sleep at all on this stuff." And then one of the times it went in, it was like the 5th or 6th time they did this, and he ended up just going out. I don't know if it was a planned ending and he didn't want to make it look like it was planned and he wanted it to be accidental or something, but he was on it multiple times. I don't know. And it doesn't do anything crazy, dude. It's just anesthesia. Propofol has a very, very, very short half-life. So you wake up out of it like within 10 minutes or so and you're pretty much normal. It's pretty crazy stuff. You can't have it, though, without respirators. And he didn't have respirators. It was kind of wild.
And the people who he was
Oh, it was a good
fighting
joke. I
owned his
appreciate it.
catalog. Actually, in the news today, and this is totally a God thing, I saw Paris Jackson was in the
grift
news
of Gab,
today. She's lost in
Kanye was
court,
getting
and
abused
she's
by
still
Kardashians.
fighting
Oh, yeah, I
over her
believe it.
father's legacy. It's insane. The very people he hated
I
right
believe it. They
now
did
own his
take his
catalog,
kid
and he was beating them.
Transition.
And they
Yeah.
lied to us about the
Terrible
pedophilia.
stuff, to be honest.
I did a whole episode on that. You should look it up. Candace Owens, Michael Jackson. It's a shocking, true story of what they did and how we all believed it. And then, of course,
What do you
brings
mean?
us
We
the
know what
next way that
happened
they
to 'em.
accomplish what they want. The media, a reputational assassination, right? The Me Too movement. That's what I was getting at. It was such an easy way to hostile take over big companies because even if these people survive and prove they didn't do anything wrong to these women who may be paid to come up and say, he did this or he did that, you effectively have to sell your company
do you want me to watch?
because
Sorry.
you just can't. You're so tarred and feathered reputationally that nobody wants to work with you anymore, right? Who buys these companies? It doesn't matter, like I said,
maybe.
at the end of the day, whether or not the allegations are true. It's how much damage they
might.
can do to you as
No,
a
you guys-
person. And of course, the
Hold on, you guys over on Rumble, you guys referencing for me to go through the documentary, the Soaked in Bleach? I might be able to do something like that. I don't know if I can get away with it per se, but I might give it a try. I mean, if you guys want to.
last way that they can hostily take over your company is with an untimely death. Kurt Cobain, Prince, Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk. And I should also mention Bob Breyer. Talk about a, I don't know, timely or untimely death. I remember
Isn't that
My
Black
Chemical
Parade, My
Romance. You
Chemical-
guys
Oh,
remember
okay, yeah.
My Chemical Romance?
Okay.
The drummer.
Yeah.
Well, he had an overdose at the right time, right?
Did he? Did he?
kind
What
of
are
a
you talking
crazy
about?
story. The drummer posts this onto Twitter. This was October of last year. This is Bob Breyer. He writes, easy answer for that. Don't forget that Lou Taylor was my business manager for 18 years. We just separated in September because the Kardashians are the slimiest pile of garbage on the planet. They make a shitload of money, way more than I do, kind of like prostitutes. Anyways, I cannot be associated with them. Maybe Kendall, because she's kind of real and has an SF90 that I could drive. They actually have blood on their hands, and I know everything. Well, we're never going to know what he knows because he then died in a very mysterious circumstance. This is People Magazine. My Chemical Romance, rocker, Bob Breyer's cause of death ruled
Nitrous
undetermined. Nitrous oxide found near his body.
Really? He was doing whippets? Are you freaking kidding me? Like, now, when they say nitrous oxide, was it like a full-fledged mask or something, or did he have whippets? I would actually genuinely like to know, because if it's whippets, then I doubt it was somebody did it to him. Let me see. I'm going to look it up.
So he died from laughing gas. It's undetermined.
Yeah,
And if you
it's
read
very
that book,
easy to do that.
Chaos,
All you have to do
the
is
medical
if you
examiners
just
are
get
always in
enough
their
air
pocket.
in your lungs and enough nitrous oxide in your lungs. Yeah, I believe it's called. You start doing crazy stuff and you go unconscious. It happens with divers all of the time. But let me go ahead and look.
Which is really interesting when you have these. And again, if you read Hollywood Babylon, it gets into all of these true stories of just perfectly timed deaths, which we're never going to know the answer to what happened. Anyways, going back to what Courtney Love told me, and I'm looking back at these messages, and I'm
this is
mind blown. She made it
2024. I
very
didn't know
clear,
this.
Which, to me, she intimated to me.
Not to mention Gerard Way. This kind of circles back to, that's a little weird, right? Gerard Way. You guys remember the whole, like, Eliza Blue stuff and how she was connected to Gerard Way? A little weird. Actually, what if Tim is compromised, and through Tim, this is Candace is also compromised, and they're all just working for these Lou Taylor people as well that are all a part of, like, this? Because that's kind of crazy, right? Anyway, let's see here. It's at the Heavy Heart. Let's see. Undetermined, according to TMZ, as of March of 2025. Large supply of nitrous oxide, citing a copy of autopsy. Let's see. Oh, and antidepressant medication was also found in the home. In the report, the medical examiner also raised concerns about an accidental or intentional OD, but said that due to the state of Breyer's body, it was impossible to determine the exact cause. Okay. Ugh, well, that's a bummer. Who knows specifically then? But she left out the medication part that was found next to him, too. That's kind of wild, right? So, who truly knows? Who actually knows? Yeah, it seems to be undetermined. Can I have, like, the pictures of oxide near, were those pictures ever released? Let's see. Nitrous oxide found behind. Were there ever any pictures? Okay, LA Times. I'm just genuinely curious first. LA wants to ban nitrous oxide. Okay. Well, apparently, you know. Let's see. No pictures of it. Let's see this. How much oxide does it take to OD? Let's find this out. How much is too much? Okay. Oh, and yeah, okay, so it would have been in little whippets like this, I bet. If that's the case, it's not like somebody sat there and, okay, one more, one more, one more. You know what I mean? I doubt that he had one single tank of it. I'm going to have to see evidence, but I don't know. Yes, you can do this. Lack of oxygen. Let's see. Because it's a gas, it's impossible to dose correctly. Users may take the gas directly from canister, usually by filling a balloon or other flexible vessel. Okay. They breathe directly from the balloon, taking a little or a lot at one time. No accurate way to determine how much they've inhaled or how long it's going to be in their system. Okay, so it could just take one, probably. How much is too much? There's no recommended specific amounts of balloons or whippets you can huff and stay safe. Limit huffing. Okay. It can be very dangerous. And I knew people who did this stuff all the time, but I knew several people. Actually, I knew one guy, very, very close friend of mine. I won't say who. Obviously, you guys wouldn't know who either, but I wouldn't put him on blast like that, who literally did it from a can and passed out and hit his chin right on the corner of his coffee table. He got blood. It was getting blood everywhere, all confused, had blood all over his walls and stuff before he was just like spitting it all in the sink and like trying to clean it off. And then he snapped out of it and was like, how did I get here? And oh my gosh, I'm covered in blood. Oh God, did I hit myself and knock myself out? Type situation. He had to clean it all up. But anyway, yeah, crazy stuff. And that was from it could be nitrous oxide. Let me see. What skull is in Duster? What is it? Let's see. Is it nitrous oxide? Let's see. Come on, generate the answer. Should be very quick. No, it's like okay, butane or propane. Oh God. Oh my God, that's way worse than nitrous oxide. Okay. Oh,
that this
people
is a
in my
mafia,
school were crazy.
Okay, this is a
Just
mafia,
letting you know.
and they seek to
Just letting you
own
guys know, people in my school were
everything,
crazy.
every inch of land, every business, every organization, and you can
I
trip
never did
onto
that
their
stuff, by the way,
radar
guys. I
by
always
making
thought
too
that
much
was
money.
dumb.
Like as
Never
soon as
did
you,
that stuff.
there's like layers
Just
of
saying.
this.
Not that I'm
and
better
first
than
they're
them.
going to try
I'm
to
just saying I
offer you
did.
a job and try to control you, blah blah. And then if they can't control you, they will try to destroy you. But their goal is to just successfully infiltrate. Right?
When did she do the CNN interview?
Curiously,
Just wondering.
and I'm going to read
Was that
this
recent?
to you,
'Cause we
or
may
else you
pull it
won't
up.
believe me. She kept insisting to me through many messages that I needed to look into the quote-unquote Mormon mafia, which she said sits above Hollywood and even sits above many Zionist Jews. Now, I want to be very clear.
Oh, the documentary you left me in the comments.
Because this can be offensive to people.
Click it.
Every faith has been infiltrated.
Wait, I don't see
Okay,
the
we
link.
know that things are corruptible. This is not an attack on and saying every person in the Mormon church is involved, every person, the Catholic, no. But we know that at the top, things get corrupted. It's just a fact. And if you are actually a person that cares about your soul and you want to get into heaven, your job is not to defend corruption,
Did it
whether
block
it's
the link
happening
on
in your
Rumble?
church, in your backyard, in your own home. Your job is to try to root it out. And I'm sharing this text message because it's crazy that at the time that she sent it, I was like, I don't know any of this. I'm not up on, she
May I have to
mentioned
link
Lou
it in
Taylor.
my Discord or
and I'm
something.
like, what are
Link down in
you
the description
talking about?
below.
So I'm going to read this to you. Okay.
It'd be
Just
awesome
took
if
a
you guys
screenshot
did.
earlier.
Before we get to her text message here, if you guys want to join my Discord, it's down below. Hello, Ashley. She's so far away from the topic. She is. She's pretty far away from the topic right now. It's kind of unbearable, to be honest. Yeah, guys. Thank you all. If you guys are new here, please hit that subscribe and like button. Thank you all so much. You guys are amazing. You guys are absolutely amazing.
Today, she says, you're missing the critical part, the bright, white, and delightsome, the original Nephites. So who is it that doesn't drink, doesn't gamble, but they run Vegas, and a lot of the Jews that are in Hollywood? Lou Taylor.
Well, you said Jews, so there's that. But what do you mean? Let's do another game. Who doesn't drink, gamble, or touch pork? Huh. Muslims? No. we know who you're alluding to.
And Diddy.
Big no.
Jay-Z,
Oh, okay.
Beyonce, and she also owns the home church.
And they're
church
shifty-eyed, and they steal, and they they go and pick pennies up and stuff. How far can she go? Who was once gassed in? No, I'm kidding.
To get Bieber from Hillsong. I looked that up. That actually is
Really
accurate.
noted.
It looks
Who
like
likes
she
45 degree?
sat
Who
on the
hates
board
45
of
degree
church
angle
home.
waves?
I know you Bieber people,
Those
people
are the
that were
people,
doing
right?
the videos about that know a lot.
It gets more ridiculous.
That seemed to be accurate. It made no sense to me at the time because I'm not hip. I don't follow a lot of the Hollywood stuff. Then she says Christian,
Mormons do got a lot of
non-denominational, but
Big
she's
families do, though.
LDS, born and raised LDS. Bill Gates' grandfather,
Latter-day
also
Saint.
LDS, polygamist. Not hard to dig any of this stuff up at all. The corrupt Fed who
you could find so many people in government in almost every other religion. I'm just glad that we haven't had a president yet, at least that I know of, because Ronald Reagan might have been. Or, Donald Trump definitely, I don't think is at all. But that was part of the Church of Scientology. Could you imagine if we had a president that's part of that? I mean, come on. So, at the end of the day, guys, yeah, there's been a president that's pretty much been involved with any corrupt agency, any corrupt religion, or any, they're everywhere. They're absolutely everywhere.
who called off the 2006 investigations
Catholic
into
Church, Candace.
CNB Bank
Catholic
for Mike
Church.
Kirks' estate and Tupac.
Do you want to talk about that one?
This is a question mark.
Let me,
R. Todd Nielsen That firm is still massive, but he had to
Massively
then
firm?
go
Okay.
be one of the 12 apostles to the new prophet in Salt Lake, and with Ensign and NGO. And she goes on, and she starts speaking about this. And when I say I receives, I just had no idea what she was speaking about. I didn't have time to look into any of this, and it did not seem relevant because at that time
What a coincidence, Candace. We feel the same about you.
I was very much
But we
investigating
are looking into it, so.
the Brigitte Macron thing, and was arriving very quickly at this weird backstory of MK Ultra and the Haight Asbury Clinic, when it seems like a button was pressed in America.
Hello, Michaela.
And big psychological operations started to
composer.
take place.
Very
And now,
nice.
of course, we learn that this church that Lou Taylor's husband is a pastor at has this background that involves the CIA.
She's doing the upside down
could even
crucifix right
explicitly
now,
tell the true
I think.
story about all these hippies. Well, the hippie movement was not organic. It was not real. It was a psychological operation. That is a fact, okay? That is not
Yeah,
a
everyone has
crazy
bad apples,
musing. It is
absolutely.
simply a fact that they brought this, and this really became a way to ultimately attack the Christian faith, to
Wow.
divide the Christian faith. The story
Tyree
goes,
Wynn
these
donated
hippies decided
to,
to,
Candace.
give a
Almost same name
fresh
as my
update to the Christian
people I know.
church.
I won't
But then
say
it turns
more
out
than
that a lot of these
actually-
people
I
that are
was
heading these
spilled the beans on
churches
that.
have military ties, high up familial military ties.
I think,
And I find all
Amory,
of
I
this to
think
be
it was Courtney Love
fascinating.
that texted her.
And
I
it
don't
has
know.
only made me focus more on
Did she
this
say that?
faith angle of TPUSA, because I am
remember.
telling you that when that individual was at his memorial,
Agreed,
I hadn't
Layla,
even
for sure.
processed
Oh,
it.
hey, puppy
Because I was
Jackson.
so
Okay, cool,
in the
cool.
grief
A
stage.
bit shoot
When they
too,
said
cool.
that, something in me woke up where they said it was just so strange that everything was about faith, but like Turning Point USA was originally free markets and
You're up
capitalism.
for the
And
last
I remember
battle.
you trying
Okay,
running
yeah.
around,
I
and I
have to
went,
watch that
yeah,
sometime.
that
Holy
shifted
cow,
pretty quickly.
12
and this
hours.
is where we need to look.
Woo, that's a
And
long
the
one.
stuff that I'm learning about Rob
We'll have to cut
McCoy
that up into
and the
parts
fact
for
that
sure.
people that are supposed to be biblical are telling us
definitely keep
not
that.
to do that, and it's completely crazy. And Rob McCoy's up here.
Maybe I'll do that for tomorrow's stream,
trying
since,
to
it's Saturday and she won't stream.
I guess you could say, like, launder the reputation of somebody who spent years in prison for abusing children.
Hey, in times.
What is happening here? Something is not right. And
Oh, they did
this
say
is
no.
only the beginning.
I didn't know that.
I'm going to put this out
Thanks
there
for that
because I think
info.
a lot of people now need
I'll
to
have to
start
cover that.
paying attention to the Calvary Chapel
Good.
in whatever regard you're researching, whether it's Justin Bieber, as I just mentioned, whether you're looking into
Good, they
the Courtney
better keep
Love
it
thing,
going.
or whether you are focused on the Britney Spears thing. You
Rhonda,
need
you
to
might
look
have been-
here.
you might have been
we need
involved.
to understand what is happening inside of these churches, and I am definitively not letting go, obviously.
Well, I can
of
tell
this
you
TP.
this. They probably read inside those churches, Candace, if I had to guess, they probably read this, and they probably encourage other people to read it too. If I had to guess, I'm guessing that probably goes on inside those churches. I don't know. But if you're talking about the other stuff, maybe there's something more going on inside there. I actually genuinely don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of money collecting too. But is there anything more than that? Who knows?
PUSA faith infiltration, which is what it looks like to me. We're going to take a brief break, and we're going to come back and speak about the notorious Bush that we left off on a couple of days ago.
I don't want to talk about your mysterious
All right, you guys,
Bush.
I've been speaking to you a lot about Riverbend Ranch because AmericanFinancing.net/
Definitely don't want to talk about her creepy Bush. Okay, anyway. Let's see.
There's this whole idea that in the future, what they ultimately want is for us to own nothing.
Yeah, he was. Absolutely, Bieber was, and that sucks. I feel bad for him. Genuinely feel bad for Bieber. That's a bummer. Anyway, guys, if you guys are new here, please hit that subscribe button and that like button. Thank you all.
And to
Genuinely,
be
thank you,
happy.
guys.
And we are seeing that play out right now. There's this push to seed an entire generation with this idea that they shouldn't want to own anything. They shouldn't aspire to ownership. They should just be renting.
Yeah.
I
it's
even had a conversation
coming
with
from the
Milo
left,
Yiannopoulos,
Candace.
and we spoke about how that's kind of the point of making everything look really ugly and tiny, and the walls are thin. Nothing is meant to feel like it's been here for a long time. Nothing is meant to be ancestral. That's been
Okay.
a topic that's been in the news recently.
Maybe.
And I go back to something that was very strange when people were telling you what happened in the
Exactly,
Hamptons
Danielle.
before Charlie died. But Bill Ackman gave a presentation, don't forget, and told these younger people that they shouldn't aspire to
Exactly.
own homes.
Subscribe to find the real guy.
They should just want to rent. There's no point in wanting to own
Chris.
property.
agreed,
Nothing
Madness.
should send
Absolutely.
to you a louder alarm that you should aspire to own property. You have every right to live where your grandparents lived, where your mother lived. Ancestry is
Agreed.
very
Yeah.
important, and I feel that they are trying to wipe that. And we are somehow
course
at
they
a
are.
very critical point.
Think about how profitable it is to infinitely pay rent for the rest of your life. Person on the other end of that obviously receives all the money. Literally all of it. Of course, governments and big corporations and a bunch of really rich people are going to want you to not be able to own anything and want you to rent everything for life. That's why I try not to use Spotify. I need to get myself a new iPod because my iPod died. Oh man, it sucks. It's dead now. The battery's not working. I have like 7,000 songs on it that I just put on there. Screw Spotify. I use YouTube Music, but I genuinely just want my stuff. That's all I want.
I don't know much.
I've
never looked into the conspiracies about cloud seeding and these the burning of the Malibu homes.
Today.
I actually think Spencer Pratt did some really fantastic work.
She's got to be to get them supers,
like Spencer Pratt from The Hills did some fantastic work showing that this is actually a government conspiracy. That feels right to me. Like natural disasters and then buying our stuff up dirt cheap. And when I'm looking at this picture, this is all about ownership. It's like they want it does feel like they want to control and to own everything. Don't ignore that. Don't turn away from that. Don't think people are telling you wacky conspiracies. Our government is evil, okay? Terrible people who do terrible things.
Well, I don't know that Oprah Winfrey is our government, but you know, I mean, I guess so.
Protected by our government, which means that we are being ruled by criminals who protect each other.
Well, we knew this.
I just felt on my heart that I wanted to say that. You should aspire towards ownership.
All government.
You are not born to be an effective slave. And that's what it feels like. It feels like soft selling us slavery, and we're reaching this critical juncture.
Well, yeah,
anyway,
that's the
jumping
illegals,
back
right?
into the Charlie Kirk story.
Stop talking about all that.
First and foremost, I actually want to play a longer clip of me and him speaking and replaying that clip. There's something about it now that almost sounds prophetic of him discussing what you would want to do and what allies you want to have when bullets are flying. Take a listen.
Yeah, you've showed this
have
last
to
time.
Understand that we live in a different world now, but don't think because you follow me or that
you played this
and that
yesterday,
when you
right?
say no, there's a machine gun nest over there. There's mortar shells coming from there.
Yeah, it's about the friend. So it's about the friend going, you don't want someone that's going to run for the hills, but what, did you want your friend to sit there and take one too after, he was hit in the neck? I doubt it. I really doubt Charlie Kirk would have done that. The guy got on his phone exactly the way he was apparently told to. And here's the thing about it, right? He was supposed to call Erica first. As Erica came out and said that was incorrect information, Candace, I noticed you don't ever try to talk to Erica about any of this stuff going on. It's really weird. You think that the CEO of TPUSA would probably know a thing or two about TPUSA in general? Do you think Erica Kirk doesn't know, but she knows? Or do you think she knows but doesn't know? What no are we talking about here with Erica Kirk? Because you keep leaving her out of everything, because it would be so unpopular for you to come out and say anything in any way, shape, or form that questions Erica or anything along those lines. You know your base would turn against you. So it's really interesting to me that every single time you have an issue with anything, the one person who could clear all this up stays out of your mouth. It's really weird. Not the CEO.
Talk about a psychological operation. They moved in to try to rewrite history and convince masses that Charlie Kirk and I weren't friends. I will never get over that. I will actually never get over how absolutely insane and deranged the media is. They tried.
Okay. All right, Candace. So, again, all TPUSA's messed up. They're all doing this horrible, horrible stuff. Why is the CEO letting this happen, Candace?
To invert reality.
It's very weird.
The people that weren't his friends were suddenly pretending that they were his friends and his supporters.
Oh, yeah, of course, Candace.
I just will never forgive them for that. There's
no way around
insane. What we're saying there is important. Loyalty is hard. And I was amazed watching that ending.
Absolutely,
the way he describes a person
and
behind him walking,
dead on Puppy Jack,
walking away, almost wild, considering Mikey McCoy, the amazing Mikey McCoy, the not so amazing Mikey McCoy.
Yeah, destroyer. She is a grifter.
And then he says this. He points over to the left there, and I'm now thinking, well,
wait, did he unfollow
if he was
her?
right about what was happening.
Wait, Jennifer, did he unfollow her? Wait, on what? I actually have to know. That's crazy. Did he really do that? Oh man, that
what if there was something going on the left? Now that I'm thinking about,
hold on. I gotta see this. Hold on. Let's just see first. I'm not blasting you in case if you are wrong or anything like that. I just want to double check. Did Charlie Kirk unfollow Candace Owens or? Because he said, I don't know. Because he said, I think he did defend her, right? Fact check. Did Candace Owens explicitly claim Charlie Kirk? Oh wait. There's no confirmed information about Charlie Kirk unfollowing Candace Owens before However, it has been reported that their relationship had become strained, suggested they had a falling out due to differing views. Let's see. How could I word this? Hold on. Let's see. Kirk, how would I put this? Let's see. They were close, sharing personal and professional support. The rumors of a falling out between the two. Oh, really? So there was rumors ongoing that they were having a falling out. What evidence is there? I didn't even think to ask this, to be honest. You know. Let's see. September 18th, 2025. Breakup with Candace Owens after she went too down the rabbit holes. Slain. I had this after views became too extreme, according to an advisory board member. Okay, so it's his word against her word. But she hasn't been showing any recent messages. Have you noticed that? She's always showing messages from 2018 when it comes to Charlie. That's kind of interesting. That's why our texts are old. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I was just saying that. Okay, yeah. So we're on the same page with that. Man, I wish we could see Charlie Kirk's texts. Eric, that may be something that Erica has to literally, like, later on probably debunk or something like that. Let's see what she says here. Who told the Post that since 2015 he has held numerous roles at TPUSA, including membership on the advisory, honorary, Also said Owens does not have a relationship with Kirk's widow, Erica. That's interesting, right? Why don't they have a relationship? That is very, very strange. Why is she not friends with Erica as well? Isn't that weird? I would really like to know specifically why, because it doesn't seem like she has any type of relationship with Erica Kirk whatsoever. Isn't that a little weird? He unfollowed her on X and deleted all the pictures they were together. Did he really? I gotta see. Let's see. Let's see here. What date did Charlie Kirk unfollow Candace on X? Let's see. Let's see if he did or didn't. Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens unfollowed each other on X, formerly Twitter, as part of a growing rift over Owens. So it was May 9th, 2024? Really? Turning Point USA saw as too extreme for its donors and brand. Kirk distanced himself early 2024, and around the fallout from the October 7th, 2023 Hamas attacks on Israel. But Owens made it public on May 9th by unfollowing him and deleting all photos of them together from Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. This led to widespread screenshots and discussions on X confirming the mutual unfollow. By summer 2024, they had no digital interaction across platforms. Oh my God. I actually genuinely did not know that. I am live finding out that Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk were not friends at the time. I got to figure this out. Candace Owens unfollow Charlie Kirk. Let's find some old posts about it. Let's see. I'm going to try and find some October 6th, because people would have been talking about it, right? Let's see. 18th, November 13th, May. Okay, here we go. Candace AF post right here. Candace Owens unfollows Charlie Kirk, deletes all images of the pair together on social media. Huh. Wow. Let's see this. Guess. That's crazy. That is crazy, actually. So that did really happen. That genuinely happened. Oh, wow. That's one of the craziest things. I had no idea. I genuinely had no idea. Correction, Candace clarifies that while Charlie and she gave... okay, hold on. Correction, Candace clarifies that while Charlie and she have grown a lot since the early TPUSA days, there's just no beef between them. Okay, but they still unfollowed each other. It sounds like a beef. It sounded like they were trying to keep things like, you know. This isn't accurate. I wasn't following Charlie, and I definitely did not delete any photos. Okay. When was this, though? We have a lot of discussions offline, and we've both grown a lot since the early days of TPUSA. There's just no beef between us. Did she squash it? She said, yeah, this is... Okay. Okay, maybe. What happened? I knew about this website, but thank you for your attempt at driving a wedge between two Christians. Unfortunately, you no longer have that power. I'm looking forward to seeing Charlie soon. Okay, when was this? 4 days ago from what? I can't tell. I have no idea. But it does have her modern picture of a screenshot, so that tells me that it's probably newer. Wait, when did she post this, though? Oh, no, she posted this in 2024. Okay, never mind. So it's not. It's definitely not. Never mind. Okay. Has it been debunked, or was this, like, all fake? I actually don't know. Let me pull up, because this will be absolutely insane if I find out that this is true at all. Did she actually delete pictures? I'm going to find out, because she can't just redo it, right? Wait, real Candace Owens? Candace Show? Okay, real Candace Owens. Let's find out. We're going to go all the way back. Wait, she hasn't posted anything here. What the heck? Got 6.4 million followers on here. This was February 7th. So that's as far back as it goes, though. It's February 7th. This must be her newer one. Okay. I'll show you guys this in a second. Candace Owens here. Let's see. Candace Owens show. Okay, so here's her show. She's posting a lot of Charlie Kirk stuff there, but let's see if there's any old 2024 pictures. If everything's new, then I'm going to call her a liar flat out. I'll show you guys her Instagram. And we'll see here. Let's see. So is there anything? I wish I could go by date on all of this. Let's see. If I could just get a picture instead of a video, though. Okay, here's a picture of Trump. Oh, okay, let's see. This would have been 20 weeks ago. June 24th. Okay. So, okay, I'm going to pull this up here. Let's see. So, anything involving Charlie Kirk whatsoever? So, this is while Charlie Kirk's all still alive. Do you guys see anything? Actually, let me scroll up and go to pictures only, because that'll be easier. Oh, no, this is everything. Okay, Going right back down here. Okay. I don't see anything involving Charlie Kirk, but I don't see why they would, per se. I wish I could search. Can I search on Instagram for posts at all? Rothschild. I don't see anything involving Charlie Kirk whatsoever, so it seems like it's probably true. Seems like it to me, anyway. Let's see. How far down do we go here? Biden Cash, all this stuff. Okay. You not just upload pictures, Candace? Like, not one single stinking picture? I don't want to see video. It would be so much easier for me to click a picture to see where I'm at on a date. You know? Okay, we'll just go to the Zelensky one. Let's see what date we're on right now. 56 weeks ago, so October 12th, 2024. Okay. Well, it seems to me that she doesn't have anything in 2024 with Charlie. That is fascinating to me. That's genuinely fascinating to me. She's got Kanye West stuff. I don't see anything involving Charlie whatsoever on here. Yeah, I think Candace is lying. I genuinely think Candace might be lying. Here we go. All the way to the oldest post. Here's a picture, finally. June 9th, 2024. Yeah, I don't know. And she, on her other Instagram, she doesn't have anything on her old one. It's just like 5 pictures and that's it. So that's fascinating to me. That's genuinely fascinating. There's nothing about Charlie Kirk on here at all, except for what is after his death. She only has pictures after and videos after. That's fascinating to me. I genuinely think that happened. I genuinely think that happened, honestly. Let's see. Candace, it's right next to the TPUSA event. Okay, you have integrity and loyalty to your friends. Okay. Offline doesn't count. Yeah, exactly. I guess so. Candace, you clearly aren't welcome at TPUSA. Come to AFPAC. Okay, where you're welcome. Candace, if the gag order from Daily... Okay, wait a minute. TPUSA has been operating in a secret website for the last 2 weeks, distancing itself from Candace. It also affirms Charlie Kirk's alliance to Israel and the Jewish people. This is North Korea level stuff, totally bizarre and dystopian. Okay. Interesting. I wonder if Candace just went back and deleted tweets, honestly. What's the website called? TPUSA stands with Israel. So, as a reminder, Charlie is not Candace. and Candace is not TPUSA employee. Okay. So, okay. Interesting. Deport Charlie Kirk. You know, people were calling for Charlie Kirk. Yeah, they were siding against him at this time. Now that he's gone, they're trying to take over him. I think we've kind of figured out what's going on with Candace for the most part. They were having a falling out, and Candace Owens was not talking to Charlie anymore. And then the moment this happened, she saw an opportunity to be like, hey, let's take over the TPUSA that, you know, indeed pushed me away from him. And I think that's why she's making so many baseless claims. It's tough to see. I don't have any real evidence of this, so I don't know. I could be dead wrong. But it makes sense. It makes sense. Oh, Jay Witt's on here. If I get off before Jay Witt, I'll have to ask you guys to go over to his stream for sure. But yeah, this is interesting. I had no idea. I had no idea that they were not following each other and not talking to each other. This is very interesting. Does she have any? Has Candace shown any messages whatsoever that were in 2025 with Charlie? It also explains why Charlie Kirk went on a fishing trip with certain people and Candace wasn't there, and then Candace started using photos from that fishing trip saying she was there, and nobody can corroborate that. That's fascinating to me. I genuinely think Candace Owens might actually be faking all of this and actually was not in contact with Charlie Kirk at all in the year of 2025. I don't know for sure. Charlie Kirk has come out and said, hey, Candace is my friend, but when was the last time he said that? Did he say that in 2025 as well? Huh. When was the last time? Let's see. I agree. It is on Candace to prove me wrong. Absolutely. Let's see here. Nothing recent. Kirk. Candace is my friend. Because I remember him saying that. September 23rd, an amazing analysis of his friendship with Candace. But I want to see if anything was... Actually, I could ask Grok. Grok may be able to point me in the right direction here. When was the last time Charlie Kirk openly stated friend? I'm genuinely curious. Let's see. What date would that have been? August 21st, 2025. This was the last time Charlie Kirk publicly referred to Candace Owens as a friend during an interview clip shared. Okay. I wonder if that was just to keep the peace between them, though. Genuinely, I wonder that, you know. I think the world of Candace. She's a great mother. She certainly has fun opinion times. This came 20 days before Kirk was ended. Okay. When was the last publicly known time Charlie Kirk spoke to Candace? Maybe we can have some information on this. Let's see. Because this will fascinate me for sure. Because I see why they would keep it. July 2025 was the last publicly known direct interaction between Charlie and Candace. Interesting. And it was at a Turning Point USA event. Okay. Okay, I understand. It makes sense. I don't see... If they're going to keep public... If they're like, hey, we don't want to turn our audiences against each other. Let's keep doing all this stuff together. But we disagree. I don't follow you. You don't follow me because we disagree on Israel. It's possible. It makes sense. I would have to have a lot more information to conclusively, you know, decide if, you know, have that conclusion in general. You know, I would have to have some evidence. But there is definite hardcore proof that they unfollowed each other and that Candace absolutely deleted pictures of her with Charlie because they're not there. I don't know if she had any pictures. Maybe I'd have to find an archive to see if she had pictures of Charlie beforehand. Are there any archives of Candace having older pictures of Charlie Kirk on Instagram? I need to know this. Yes, there are publicly available archives and screenshots of older pictures of Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens shared on Instagram, primarily from her September 11, 2025 tribute. Oh, I don't want that, though. Dancing vibe clip circle. Okay. Let's see. Girl Patriot. Okay, here we go. Here's something, right? It's on here. Let's see. Let's see if I can Let's see this. Let's find out. If I could find it, I will confirm it for you guys. If I see this, I will absolutely dead on say that she's lying. So, let's see. I want to see something from... Let's just go to the bottom. It'll guarantee to be older, I bet. September 21st. Man, she posts a lot, doesn't she? Wow. March 26th. Here we go. Here's something. Titus Turn winning. Thank you, Charlie. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything... This, Instagram maybe is... I like to see it from her Instagram. Let's see if I can... Hold on. I got an idea. Let's see. Unless everything's been deleted from then too, but maybe I can find... Let's see. So let's do... Archive. Internet Archive. Let's just see. Can I find this? Find out. Really? Can I just search a link? Back Chief has not archived this at all. There's no archive of this link. Are you kidding me? Okay, what's it doing now? Come on. Go. Like, am I doing this wrong, guys? Am I doing this wrong? Am I dumb as, you know, I don't know how to... Do I not know how to do this? Oh, hey, Brad. Thank you so much. Man, thank you, guys. Seriously. I genuinely appreciate you guys, you know. I think Candace is backed by Islamists, the left, too. Yeah, I think it's a good possibility. Oh, here we go. Now it's doing it. Okay, 2024. Okay. Anything before 2024? Okay, let's go on the oldest date. But hey, it finally pops something up. Cool. August of 2024, September 2025, November. Okay. So this is the oldest date right here. Captures one. Let's see. Let's see what it is of. If I'll freaking scream like a little girl if I see Charlie Kirk. Nato girl, meaning they didn't appear together. I don't think they appeared together. Okay. Decline the cookies. Nope. Decline. Don't want them. Don't want them. Don't want them. Okay. Guys, this is ridiculous. Fine. I'll allow the stupid cookies. Okay, you just suck. This thing sucks to suck. That's what this is about. Okay, do I need to learn more? Oh, it's not available. Oh, that's why it's freaking out. Okay. This website is, the Wayback Machine doesn't have to be garbage, but apparently it is. Okay, let's see. Duplicates. Okay. Is there any way I can access any of these at all? Come on, please. Please work. Come on. It's taking a while. I wonder if, oh my gosh. Okay. Broken. Okay, so Instagram probably doesn't even allow it. I don't know. This is weird. So, is this, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, again, thank you, Brad. I feel awkward. When I receive a super chat, I'm like, I don't know how to respond and make it, like, I don't know. I feel like I haven't done enough for him, you know what I mean? So, it's just one of those things where I'm like, shoot, you guys are awesome, and I hope nobody ever gets offended by, like, the way I read their supers or anything. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Will this one work? If this doesn't work, then I kind of give up on this, unfortunately. Yeah, okay. Okay. It's not going to work. Shoot. Maybe a 2025 one. Maybe. Seems to be going a lot faster for this one. That's for sure. We'll be getting right back to the Candace Owens stuff here in a second. I'm just trying to see if she actually has done this. Yep, link. Okay, so it's not. Okay, allow cookies. Oh, that's actually doing something. Maybe. Okay. English. All right. Okay. Oh, yeah. Let me get the optional cookies in there, too. Good God. Okay, it's not working. I don't know that I will ever be able to see... okay, how about this? Candace Owens Instagram with Charlie Kirk. How about this? Are there old images on here? Safe search. Ooh, let's have this on moderate, at least, so nothing crazy shows up just in case. Because you could type some weird stuff in, weird stuff can pop up easy. I don't know why that was off either. That should be on strong, maybe even. I don't know if I just hope nothing pops up on YouTube here. Let's see. Rio trending. Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk. What's this? Oh, okay, that's newer. Can I search from... No, it's only okay, I can't do that. Really? Only past day, past week, and past month? I can't look at older stuff. Let's see. Here's this, right? Okay. Are there any images on here? Candace Owens insists her text message... Okay. This is going to bring up nothing but modern day stuff, isn't it? Post-assassin stuff. So, that sucks. To my friend Charlie Kirk. Yeah, it's going to bring up too much of this. I'll have to scroll and scroll and scroll forever. I wish that they had... Wow, okay. A green, curiously shaped object was a... That's what I'm talking about. If this... Behind my head, I guarantee you, if I wouldn't have had moderate search on, we would have been seeing a lot more of this. That's kind of wild. That's crazy to put there. That's amazing. All right. Anyway, I don't know, guys. I'm going to have to dig a lot deeper into these claims. But there's a very good possibility, yeah, that Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk were not really on speaking terms outside of business. Because it looks like they stopped following each other. They, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Did Charlie Kirk actually, let me go to, let me see, because Candace Owens is on X. She says it's a lie that she did that stuff, but she doesn't have any pictures. That's interesting. Okay. Let me see, actually. Let me see Charlie Kirk on... Is there actual... I need to see. Media. Let's see... Oh, this is interesting. Candace Owens unfollows Charlie Kirk. So they say correction, but she says that she wasn't following him. Okay. Why wouldn't she be following her friend on X? On literally on X. It would have been called X at that time too. I'm suspicious. Is there proof Charlie Kirk unfollowed Candace Owens? I'm too curious. I'm way too curious. There's substantial evidence. Okay. This appears to have been a mutual one-sided thing. Okay. Owens left TPUSA in 2019 over controversial comments defending aspects of, I don't know, but tensions resurfaced around 2023 when she was fired from Daily Wire. Kirk distanced himself from her. 2023 to 2024. So he got back with her after joint events like a tour. A TPUSA spokesperson confirmed to the media in September 2025 that they remained friends but without active collaboration. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't care about Ian Miles Chong should never pop up here ever. Color April September 2019 shared Bowling's clip. Okay, yeah, but I don't care about that. That's one guy's word. You know what I mean? He unfollowed her in 2023. Doesn't follow him or anything. Okay. So, yeah, unfollowed her years ago. She's a total fraud. Okay, yeah. Interesting. May 2024, okay, this guy posted screenshots showing Owens had unfollowed Kirk first. Oh, really? This Owens unfollow. Okay. Let's see. After Keith exposed her, she deactivated. Let's see. It's real. Candace Owens unfollowed Charlie Kirk. May 9th, 2024. Okay. This doesn't show an unfollowing. It just shows that she doesn't follow. Did he show any pictures that she used to follow him? Let's see. Candace Owens deleted all Kirk images. Needs to have a huge FU. Okay. It's interesting. It's very, very interesting. I wonder. She's really trying to memory hole this. Let's see. I'm Destiny on his lifestyle. You're a 35-year-old man. Okay, stop grifting and start naming names then. Okay, September 20th. Candace Owens calls Destiny. Okay, there's Destiny. Sure. Let's do this. Tucker Carlson, do you find yourself thinking about God? Okay, Candace Owens just without a question. Okay, calls Destiny. Okay. Let me just... Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk. Let's just see this. It's real. Conservative split over Candace Owens. Theories on Charlie Kirk. Oh, okay, yeah, we know that. After tragic, senseless... Yeah, okay. Charlie Kirk says Israeli issue is dividing and destroying friendships in the conservative movement. I can now say the Israeli issue has reached a whole nother level.
Because we saw
this
this
is 2023.
Kind of this exposes the fault line that we saw coming. And I want Jack to riff on this, but let me kind of segue here.
Jack the Riffer?
Because
Hell
we
yeah.
saw this kind of fault line
That'd be
growing,
great.
which is the Israel issue is breaking the left, but it's simultaneously also not breaking the right, but it's not helping, and it's exposing some of these lines. But I will say this: friendships are being ruined over this, and I think as an onlooker, it's a tragedy. It's a reality, but it's a tragedy. I have not seen this heated discussion. I thought the primary is what was going to divide right-wing politics in 2023. I think Jack agrees. Jack has been basically a belligerent in the dividing of the right. But I think we would all agree that we thought 2023 was going to be the year where the right was divided over DeSantis v. Trump and Nikki Haley v. DeSantis, and it looked that way. I mean, remember in the spring and the early summer how nasty the influencer wars were? I mean, some of these articles that were being written and the tweets and the exposés, I mean, it was nasty. I can now say that the Israel issue has reached a whole nother level. And this is an example that
Okay, yeah. It really does, like, kind of show.
This exposes the fault line.
Let's see. Nick Fuentes on Charlie Kirk backing him up to take down Oliver Anthony. Let's see. So let me get this straight. Oliver Anthony agrees to a contract where he's paid $120,000, but then gets mad at a $99 ticket price and blames the venue for the deal he agreed to, then cancels the event. Okay, yeah. I don't know. I think Oliver Anthony's pretty ignorant to how it works. I don't think he understands that it's actually not the venue that charged that much for the ticket. It is Ticketmaster. They have he probably doesn't know that, so I didn't know about this either. I would have covered this video 2 years ago and been like, hey, you're blaming the wrong people. It would definitely been Ticketmaster. But anyway, Mark died. Oh, this is September 22nd. Let's see. We stand with you, Candace. Okay. We love you, Candace. Okay, so there's that. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna dig deeper into this. I'm definitely gonna do a video over this tomorrow, because I do think there is absolutely more than enough evidence. Did I retweet this? Yes, I did. Interesting. Very, very interesting. I'm gonna definitely be covering this because I think that they didn't want to tear the movement apart, and I think that they were like, okay, well, let's be cordial. Outside, we're not friends in our private life really anymore, per se. We're not going to be friends publicly, per se, but we will work together still and have you on TPUSA events and stuff like that because we don't see eye to eye. I think that's probably likely as to what happened, but I don't know for sure. I'll be digging into this. Let's keep going with this, though.
Brought up to you, which was that bush. I have in the back of
Cyril.
my
I didn't
mind
see
been
your message.
wondering
I'm sorry.
about this bush. I have questions about that bush that they said Butch was talking to. Again, I want to.
Oh, guys, please like, subscribe, and share if you
we
could.
see him near the bush
like and
by
subscribe
himself.
Is the most important.
We have no evidence to show that he was actually talking to the bush. These are eyewitness accounts on that day.
I didn't miss any.
And
supers or anything, okay, cool.
I just feel that maybe something may have been going on in that bush, right? Now, there is an individual that I have had questions about. And I have tried to discern through private means who this individual is, and I have had no luck. So I'm going to ask the public for help because he's had my attention for a while. Foremost, because throughout the event, I noticed that he was halfway standing in the bush. Obviously, I've looked at so much content, different
lower half
and
or upper
videos,
half?
and he's kind of partially in the bush. And I don't feel that it's necessary for him to be partially in the bush. It was not that crowded of an event. There was definitely space. The second thing that's compelling is that he's wearing a maroon shirt. And when Charlie
The
goes
ultimate
down,
camouflage
he stood
for-
out to me because
For a bush. Red. The opposite color of blending in. Okay.
everyone ducks, but he just sort of keeps standing and seems to go inward into the bush and then out
Can't
of the
say
bush.
that word,
and then I saw
Candace.
him from behind, and he's very
You're apparently you're not left wing enough, but I don't know. She probably is left wing enough, but you can't say the N-word
calm.
anymore.
He never ducks, and then he sort of calmly walks away. Want to be
Okay.
clear, does not mean he's guilty of anything.
Yeah.
But I'd
Good.
like to speak
That's
to
a
him
good thing
because
to
he might
preface
have
that,
some more
at least.
insight as to what was going on in that bush. So
See,
first,
now why can't you ever talk like this about TPUSA? This is good, Candace. I'm glad you said it this way. I will credit you where credit's due. Hey, there's weird video of this guy, but it doesn't mean he's guilty. I'm not going to point the finger at him. Oh my God, Candace, if you only did that with everything else, I wouldn't even be streaming you anymore. Holy crap. Do more of this, Candace. This is good. Show us the video.
regarding that bush, many of you guys emailed us and pointed to
about
the fact
freaking time.
that when the shooting happens, there's suddenly people on the side that are directing you, saying, go, go, go,
Yeah.
almost like they're actually maybe kind of protecting the bush. That might not be the circumstance, but we're going to show that clip
Well, you know, they don't want
anyway
that bush getting shot up.
of a guy that does actually, as we looked, seem to be directing traffic away from the bush. Take a look at this.
Yeah, exactly. In
You
times
know
like
who's been
Peel.
shot?
You can see right there
Okay.
on the side. You got people on the side there.
Yeah.
Standing,
Okay, where's Maroon
pointing
Sure guy?
away. Okay. Yeah, and there's someone in there like
a
texting in a
blue
blue
shirt.
shirt. Now, that could be because there's a shooting and that's a safe spot to be in and somebody can't see you. Maybe that's
I don't know. He's pretty well, well visible, but that's not a maroon shirt. Where's the maroon shirt?
why you're doing that. Doesn't mean
Can you
anything,
show
but I'm
us?
just pointing that out because we have to gather evidence that we're never going to get from the feds. The second thing that I want to show you is what I just described, which is the clip of
Seeing
the
Homer
person
Simpson.
that I'm
Yeah,
looking
right.
for who doesn't duck and calmly walks away. This is that individual.
Okay, let's see him.
This
Where?
is the front angle. You see
Okay,
that
there he
circle
is.
right there.
Okay.
I keep playing that. I've watched from other angles. Never goes down.
He doesn't go down? Where's he even at now? He's gone. What are you talking about, Candace? He was here. He never goes down? Are you sure? Are we going to see these people move and he comes back out? Let's
Down.
see.
Goes
Okay.
walks
Wow.
out of the bush, and I know that the police were looking for
Candace, it looked like to me he was trying to get cover. What are you smoking? Really? What?
someone
Okay.
in a maroon shirt immediately
Please
after.
tell
because
me that
somebody
there's
shared
more.
text messages with me that I did not publicize because I didn't want to. I just felt that it would go back to that source. Now, this individual I was able to discern
Were you?
was in a photo with somebody else who's caught my attention. Of course,
Okay.
the media began playing. They had all of
Yeah, I'd
this,
say she's pretty
all of these
bonkers.
clips of what happened, and there was one.
That's not what happened at all in that video. I'm going to go back to it real quick. I got to make sure I'm not missing anything, per se.
Oh, this individual I was able to discern.
Oh, no. Okay, back a little
that
more.
the never
Okay,
that I'm
here we go.
looking for who doesn't duck
Let's get to
and
this.
calmly walks
Doesn't
away.
duck, doesn't do
This
anything.
is
Okay, let's
that
see.
individual. This is the front angle.
Here he
You
is.
see that circle
You're gonna
right
see
there.
he disappears
I keep
instantly.
Playing that. I've
Okay. So is he still standing up, Candace? Because now the camera's not
watched
there.
from other angles.
And when it goes back up, he is gone. So Candace be smoking some crack right now.
never goes down.
What do you mean he never goes down? You don't see him. I don't know where he's at. You have it circled, but no one is there in that maroon shirt. He pops back out and then goes back in with the crowd.
Goes
There he is. He slips in and then he
walks
comes
out
back
of the
out.
bush. And I know that the police were looking for someone in a maroon shirt immediately after because somebody shared text messages with me that I did not publicize because I didn't want to.
There are a lot of maroon shirts in that crowd, Candace. There are a lot of people wearing maroon shirts. This is the absolute most garbage video I think I've seen so far. What are you talking about?
I just felt that it
Wow.
would go back to that source. Now,
Charlie told her
this
in a dream. Yeah,
individual
exactly.
I was able to discern was in a photo with somebody else who's caught my attention.
Okay, let's see this
Of
now.
course, the
he's in a
media
photo.
began
We
playing.
know it's him, though,
They
right?
had all of this, all of these clips of what happened, and there was
Screen
one
text from Candace, Detective
individual
Agency.
who was
Exactly.
Indian who they
The
got
CDA.
a lot of the footage from that day from, and what's interesting about this
You're
guy,
probably right,
Samir,
Ariel.
is very public. He's been
wasn't
covering
breathing
everything.
right.
He
Look
was
at
not
him
a Charlie Kirk fan.
on this
He
480p
somehow
video.
has a lot of footage and somehow immediately gave this footage to the media. I reached out to him privately and I asked to have a conversation, asked him his number.
I legitimately cannot bring up that video again and watch it. Like, I saw it like twice only, the Charlie Kirk one. Every time I've seen it, otherwise it's kind of been blurred out, but I can't watch that. Even the blurred out one. I genuinely can't. The fact that Candace is able to go over this footage a lot like that, it is weird. Now, this footage is fine, but she has seen his end a lot, so it's a little weird.
Speaking with the media for weeks, giving
She's
them
not crazy.
all this
Everyone
footage,
else is dead right.
and despite oddly
that needs to be on a
being
shirt.
allowed to interview
That's
Astrid Tumenez, I think a lot of people
All
have
of
done
them had a
videos on
Patsy that were
Astrid
blamed.
Tumenez,
Yeah, exactly,
the
Layla.
strange background
That's
story
true.
of Astrid Tumenez, the president of UVU. He didn't want to send me his number. I wanted to ask him basic questions. One of the questions I wanted to ask him was, hey,
yeah, she
you
does that
are
young guy
in a photo
green
with this
hoodie
person in
and-
the maroon shirt from that day. He posted a photo with
mom
him
begged
and the
Candace
guy in
to
the maroon
stop, yeah.
shirt.
It's crazy.
And he makes it clear that they both went to BYU. His friend, I would like to know who Samir's friend is on the left.
Why?
That's who I'm looking for. You might recognize this individual if you do.
Yeah, it looks like Tyler Robinson.
And again, we are not saying he's guilty of anything, but he
I don't
might know if there was some activity in that bush. Please email
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Bush activity.
more tips
For no reason.
at
That's crazy.
CandaceOwens.com. More tips at CandaceOwens.com. Okay. Moving on from the person in the maroon.
In all fairness, I don't know that Charlie Manson was necessarily a patsy per se. That was pretty weird. I think Charlie Manson was used by the FBI for sure. Or was it the CIA? Which one was it? Who was the scientist guy that was like doing all these experiments with Charles Manson? Because that's pretty obvious, and you know. But I do think that they were all involved. All of them were involved with it, including Charlie Manson for sure. Because Charlie Manson, he's crazy. He was crazy, and he had those people do it. He told them straight up to do it, but you know, and he admitted that. But he was like, I didn't do it though. You know, like it's not me. I don't know. That whole. Oh man, good luck dissecting what all happened in Charlie Manson's thing. Because I mean, it was clearly that CIA scientist guy. Clearly, okay, it was CIA. Yeah. Clearly, he was. And yeah, definitely MK Ultra. Oh, 1,000,000%. Yeah. Oh, for sure. That's absolutely factual. There's no way around that for sure.
Maroon shirts, but sticking on to this topic of the bush, people also sent me a ton of
100%
information
government
about
operation.
Butch Hibbs, Jack Hibbs' brother, who was here.
No, we definitely know that.
And he maybe might have been speaking to that bush. I don't know. But
Crazy documentary. I
he
watched
wasn't
that
the only
documentary
person,
not that
by the
long
way,
ago,
who
too.
was in that bush before the event. Here's another photo that was sent to us of a guy. I don't know. Maybe he's comfortable in his bush. Who knows? Another guy in a maroon shirt. I never knew so many
Another maroon shirt guy in a bush. That's a big old boy.
people loved,
Okay.
men loved maroon shirts. I never even knew
He's
that.
also down on his phone, so if he was doing something to Charlie, he was doing it wrong. Just letting you know.
But we have another guy in there. Again, he
think at that angle
literally
he's
might
getting
just be sending
anything.
a private text. I don't know, but people sent us that, and that's interesting. And on the topic of
Okay.
Butch Hibbs, we got a flurry of videos of him after this shooting takes
It'd be hilarious if there were 5 of them hiding in a bush, in different bushes. They called their little club the Maroon 5 shirts.
place. He's kind of just like crawling the area.
shirt
He's
5.
up and around where the shooting happened. With what clearance, I don't know.
Yeah, Miss Columbo
You would
here.
think that
Exactly.
they had secured the area and nobody would be allowed to go in. They certainly seem to have crime scene tape, but some people were allowed in. He was. And beyond that,
In all fairness, I think those people were really messed. I think Sharon Tate and all them were pretty messed up, though, weren't they? Like, they didn't hear the break-ins. And no, there was supposed to be one guy with them, too, though. Because it was 3 hippie girls, but it was also one male. What was his name? Oh, God. I can't remember his name, but it was that one scrawny boy
he's
that
just
was with them,
acting,
too.
what I would say
I'll have to look it up.
is strange, generally being shady. And in this one clip, there's a guy who's talking to the media about what he heard, and what he saw. And Butch is kind of just lingering in the background, almost as if he wants to know what that person is telling the media. I'm going to
Tex,
play
that's
that
his
clip
name.
for you. You're going to see Butch in the
right.
background as
Tex
another
Watson,
individual is
Susan
being
Atkins,
interviewed
and
about what he heard
Patricia
and saw.
Krenwinkel.
And
Linda.
It
Okay,
sounded
there were
like
4.
a higher caliber.
Linda
It sounded like a
Kasabian.
higher caliber, like a 9
Kasabian?
millimeter. It didn't sound like a 45 or anything, but I don't know. It didn't sound that deep to me. It almost sounded like a cherry bomb.
But it was also 200 yards away and up at an angle.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm in shock.
I am too. I can't believe it happened in Utah of all places. Where he has so much support.
The entire state of Utah, you can't believe that? I think that's believable. I mean, you only have 1 in 50 chance, and I don't know if Hawaii and Alaska would have necessarily made the cut per se, but
obviously the opposition was here.
Just saying. In all
and
fairness.
now we're looking at a murder scene, possibly.
Yeah.
It's obviously a crime scene. But I don't think that Charlie can survive this unless the EMTs were close.
Oh, yeah, she would have had a harder time, too. Yeah, I don't know.
It was pretty, I mean,
Well,
rated R level kind of stuff.
Military, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No
Appreciate
problem.
your
You bet.
testimony.
You bet. Thank you, you too.
Now, he may have just been hanging out, trying to get a ride, calling an Uber, that caught the video. We really just don't know. But I got to follow this faith feeling I have, this quote unquote faith feeling I have.
Right.
And that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
That is what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow my every instinct in this until we figure out what
I wish you
happened.
to stop
on 9.
Because your instinct points fingers at people unfairly without evidence. If you could stop with that, like the way she covered the maroon shirt people, exactly the way she should be covering TPUSA and everybody else. If she would do that, I wouldn't even be streaming her. I wouldn't be worrying about what she's saying or anything like that.
9, 10, and beyond that, right? This feels to me like so much is being revealed right now, and the linchpin of
It
this
was
is
a
the Charlie Kirk
Jew-bush,
assassination, and we are really
Exactly.
understanding the way that our world works.
Exactly.
So if you have any more information about
Charlie
Butch,
Robinson
some
is
people
not
were
the
telling me
murderer.
that he was involved, and I have not been able to confirm this information
Well,
with the military.
I would hope not, because it's Tyler Robinson. Tyler Robinson. But no, I don't know. I do you know for sure it wasn't Tyler Robinson that did it? I mean, I don't know. It's not exactly a tough shot to make from that spot, to be honest.
Military. I know his father
yeah,
was.
the Bush was
but
Mossad.
it's hard because they have the same
Yeah,
name. And so
good.
if
I
you
like that one
have
better.
more information pertaining to
The
that,
Mossad
please
Bush.
email more tips at CandaceOwens.com.
Come on, change that. Just do it for me. Change that email to justthetip@CandaceOwens.com, please.
All right, you guys, are going to take another brief break before I get into some of your comments.
Okay, this
All right.
stream's over. I don't need to get into her comments or anything there. So anyway, yeah, we got some stuff here. I think we figured out a lot. I had no idea that Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk stopped following each other on here. That or I just forgot. I mean, there's always a lot going on. So there is that. That is kind of nuts to learn. So I don't know that I believe her anymore. No, not Tyler Robinson. Oh, right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see any reason why it couldn't have been Tyler Robinson, to be honest. I genuinely don't. I mean, I just haven't seen any evidence to the contrary as to why a 200-yard shot couldn't have been made from a 30-06 like that by Tyler Robinson, because even at his age and stuff, I could have done that. Not really difficult. And it makes sense, especially if he used 55-grain coyote shot. It would have had a bullet drop at about 150 yards. So, and the fact that if he was aiming for the head, that makes sense that it would drop down to the neck, because it would have had it would have been dropping for another 50 yards. That momentum would have left it. So, it's one of those things that at the end of the day, it's not impossible. It's not like what happened to JFK. You know what I'm saying? Like where JFK had like 1,000 holes in him and it was from one magical bullet. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that crazy. I'm not saying that it was him for sure. And I don't even know what round he fired from. Because if we get to the court case, right? And they're like, yeah, this is the bullet right here. And it's the bear shot. It's 225 or 255 grain. I'll be like, okay, I don't know if I believe that. You know what I mean? That would have done a lot more damage probably. But then again, I'm not a coroner. So I don't necessarily know, or I don't do autopsies or anything like that. So, my opinion would be that it couldn't have been from that. But I could be wrong because there could be other cases that I could be pointed to where they're like, yeah, this guy was shot with this and it did almost the same thing, and I don't know. I'll have to look more into that. But at the end of the day, if they show the cartridge and it's like, yeah, it was the 55 grain coyote shot, I'm going to be like, look, that's how it happened. It definitely had to be Tyler Robinson. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things to where I'm reserving my, opinion for the most part until we get to the trial. And once we see the evidence brought, Candace has no content and keeps stringing her cultists along, dragging it into week 10. Yeah. I mean, really, she showed... The only thing that was of interest is that she did show the Calvary Church was involved with Britney Spears. That's kind of a something. She wasn't able to tie it to Rob McCoy at all. So that's a big old L. And then the maroon people in the bushes. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting that there's 2 maroon shirt people. So, I don't know. And they were both near the bushes, I guess. I don't know why they would have been in there, but they could have been photographers trying to, I don't know. Who knows what? They could have also been security. Hiding from people, kind of, staying back in bushes. Who really knows? I don't know. Charlie might have known. He might not have known. It's something that we'll have to kind of dig into. I'm interested in it. So if Candace could kind of keep on that part, that'll be interesting information. But of course, if it just dies off here and that's it, I'm going to be like, look, I can't do anything with that. So there is that. And as per usual, Candace doesn't supply much and makes grandioso claims. And I wish she'd stop with that. I'm just glad that she didn't make grand, giant claims over the maroon shirt people. It's how you should be covering it. That makes me respect her more. The only problem is it's the other half of the show where she was blaming people with no evidence. That sucks. As per usual, Candace, that's what you do, and that's why I can't get behind it. But, yeah, well, we should never trust the government. You're for sure right. It's just, we got to see the evidence that comes forward. Because at the end of the day, if they have all the bullets that are, have the stuff scribbled on them, and it turns out to be the right caliber, or not right caliber, it turns out to be the right type of bullet, it's going to be a tough one for Candace, I could tell you that. And tough one for a bunch of people saying, hey, for sure it couldn't have been him. It's like, well, the bullet drop matches, because they're only accurate for about 100 to 150 yards, because they're a much, much weaker shot. They are, him surviving something from that, or not surviving, him, that bullet not going all the way through him would make so much more sense if it's 55 grain. Because, yeah, it wouldn't. It won't go through a 16-pound dog. You know what I mean? And that's for a good reason. You don't want to take out anybody behind the animal. You know what I mean? You gotta, and people, I hope that people really practice safety a lot more, because now going out to the country, it kind of makes me worried. If you guys live out in the country, make sure you're firing a round out of your weapon that is meant to be fired in the country. Use weaker shots so it doesn't go through somebody else's windows or anything like that, please. If somebody's out there shooting 250 grain out in the middle of the country, make sure it's going into a solid object. Please. Because if you hit an animal, if you think you're going to take an animal out like that, it could go through that animal and it could keep going and you could actually really hurt somebody. So definitely take that serious, Hello, Planet. Just got here. What I missed? Almost all of it. I'll be hopping off here in the next 15 minutes, probably. You know what I mean? You missed Maroon 5. Yeah, that's true, Michelle. You did miss Maroon 5. But yeah, government evidence. I mean, sure, but at the end of the day, whether it's government evidence or not, it has to make sense. And if it makes sense, it's going to be hard to refute. And who are we going to point the finger at that point? You know what I mean? And that's the problem, is we could point our fingers in 1,000 different directions like Candace has, and it's not going to get us any closer to who actually did it. We can keep digging, and I hope Candace would keep digging for sure if the evidence doesn't make sense, but I just wish Candace would stop with the finger pointing, because we don't know TPUSA was behind any of this. She sits there on one hand and goes, TPUSA betrayed Charlie. Then on the other hand goes, well, the CEO that would be in charge and have access to all the files and the diaries and everything is being silent about it. And then she's like, but I'm not blaming her at all. And it's like, how could you not? She's keeping things quiet. She's working for TPUSA. She's the CEO. It's kind of interesting, right? But it's because she knows it's unpopular, and she would lose millions of subscribers if she came out and pointed the finger at Erica Kirk. She just would. And she knows that. That's why she's not doing it. It's completely and totally unbelievable to me. Because her theory can't exist without Erica being directly involved. It can't. Whether Erica's a hostage by TPUSA, she could come from that angle, right? Erica Kirk is unwillingly doing the bidding of TPUSA. She can't, they took Charlie out and then they came to her and said, we'll harm your kids if you don't do this. It's possible, but she's not even coming from that angle. She's just like, I don't think Erica Kirk had anything to do with it. And it's like, well, you said Charlie Kirk wouldn't have had diaries of who to succeed him. And yet, Erica Kirk seems to believe that those diaries do exist. And she succeeded exactly the way that Charlie Kirk supposedly said she was going to succeed him, as well as other people in the company. Why wouldn't they tell Erica to stay out of it and be like, okay, Charlie ran the company, you didn't, and you need to not be a part of it at all. We'll take over the company from here. Wouldn't that make a little bit more sense? I don't know. Interesting, right? Definitely interesting. Everyone should always remember that Candace was okay doxing female police officers and felons. Oh, you. See, here's the thing. That's chump change. She was totally cool with doxing children. Children with social autopsy. So there is that. But yeah, female police officers and felons so they could easily get revenge when released from prison. She didn't care about the female cop's safety. Yeah, it's not surprising to me, How is it genocide when their population is increased? Oh, Texas, yeah. Oh, I mean, I don't know if it has or hasn't, to be honest. Doubt it's increasing right now. Even during a war, they wouldn't be increasing. But it is interesting to me how they were allowed to leave. Terrible genocide when you let the people you're genociding leave. Kind of weird, in my opinion, but there's that. She points the finger in all the wrong places on purpose because she's controlled opposition. She could be. She very well could be. And I'm beginning to think that because I have no doubt in my mind Fuentes is an op. Fuentes for sure. We have video proof. Video proof he's an op because guess what? Ray Epps, remember him? How everybody thought he was an op, right? He was calling for people to go into the Capitol. I'm going to show this real quick. Nick Fuentes, go into the Capitol. Let's see. Here we go.
The Capitol. It appears we are taking the Capitol. Keep marching and don't relax. Never relax.
The one with the bullhorn, obviously Nick Fuentes.
Down the barriers and disregard the police. Should live in fear of the American people. They are betraying over and over again. Moving.
Owen Schroyer got arrested for telling people to not go into the Capitol. Here's Nick Fuentes, just like Ray Epps, not getting arrested for telling people to go into the Capitol, that people should fear the American people, tear down the barriers, and get past police. It's interesting, right? Nick Fuentes is absolutely a Fed. He's a Fed, just like Ray Epps. Nobody's questioning this, though, and Candace is defending this guy. It's wild. He has to be a Fed. How did he not get in any trouble in any way, shape, or form when innocent people that were walking through the Capitol got arrested? Owen Schroyer got arrested for telling people not to go into the Capitol, and he was outside of the Capitol. He got arrested for inciting people to go into the Capitol, even though he's on video saying, do not go in there, it's a trap. Nick Fuentes is here. As well as Ray Epps. They're both calling for people to go into the Capitol, and they don't get in any trouble at all. There is no way Fuentes isn't a Fed. And the fact that he has insulted Candace to her face and she still puts him in a good light, that was a humiliation ritual if I've ever seen one. That was a humiliation ritual. He came onto her show, insulted her to her face, and she took it on the chin, and she's still supporting him. Charlie Kirk wouldn't have done that. Charlie Kirk wouldn't have let somebody come onto his show and insult him without pushing back. That's for sure. That is for sure. Tucker Carlson lets him on his show, doesn't push against any of his views whatsoever. His views on race and IQ. Very easy thing to push back on, in my opinion. Very weird. Nobody's pushing back on Nick Fuentes. That's interesting. It's very interesting. So I understand Ben Shapiro's frustration, but the thing about it is Ben Shapiro's been so shady for so long. So long. So I don't know. I don't know who to trust out of all that, but I do know for a fact, Nick Fuentes, the dude's a Fed. That dude is absolutely a Fed. Anybody saying otherwise, go ahead and try to defend this video. Would love to see you try. What's the plan for Nick being a Fed to catch? Well, to be honest, I have no idea. I think it's just to sow division. I think it's to sow division in the populist movement. Right now, that would be the best possible thing for the left. You don't need MAGA to go left. You need MAGA to vote for other people and to scatter. That's what they need. Left is in lockstep. They will all vote for the same candidate. We already know this. The left hated Biden. They hated Kamala. But they all still got behind her. They all still got behind her. Right-wing people who didn't like Trump never voted Trump. They don't fall in lockstep on the right. And this weakness is now being very much exploited because now everybody is everywhere. James Lindsay, with his anti-woke stuff, he's got a good section of the right. The people who are MAGA have that section now, and Candace Owens has a completely different section. We are split three ways, dangerously, all over one action of Charlie Kirk. We are very, very split. I do not think we are going to have a good midterm. I don't know, though. I'm hoping I'm wrong. If Trump can actually fix this economy by the midterms, we have a chance, because all the normies that don't know about this stuff going on, they're still going to vote Trump. However, with Candace splitting all these people up, and James Lindsay splitting up even more people there too, and then Tim Pool and the Quartering and all these other people now have MAGA, right? We are split three ways. It is very, very dangerous right now. Very dangerous. I think we're going to see quite the shocking midterms, to be honest. And I think it may be the downfall of the populist movement. We might lose everything coming up all because of this infighting. And I have a feeling Nick Fuentes and Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson are getting a fat paycheck to do this. I hope I'm wrong, but this is kind of crazy, you know. Nick Fuentes are on the Hate Jews COINTELPRO hired. What's COINTEL? What's that? Agenda help pass anti-Semitic laws. They even brought up Nick's name in the anti-Semitism hearing. Really? That's very interesting. I'll have to look more into that. Didn't know that. It isn't even infighting. It's all manufactured. Yeah, I agree. It is mostly manufactured because nobody's talking like this on the streets at all outside of the internet. So this is just an X thing. But if it bleeds out to the real world, you know, it's interesting. That guy who was part of BLM and posted him and a girl breaking in, then did an interview after, was never busted either. I see what you're talking about. Yeah, into the window. Because he was actually arrested and caught. And it was like, hey, this is a left-winger. This is an Antifa guy. What was his name? Unless you're talking about a different guy. But, yeah, let's see. It's why conservative principles is just the way to go and not vague populism. Yeah, for sure. I agree. In your opinion, Candace's ultimate goal was to create huge divide on the right to begin with. Yeah, I think so too. Like I said before, you know, and everyone else agrees, she was an extreme leftist in 2015, 2016. She started a company called Degree 360 where she was doxing kids through her website called Social Autopsy. All because they said naughty words on the internet. You know. So there's that. It's not fair to blame people who defend conservatism and don't agree to welcome the radicals who aren't even conservatives. We need Bill Buckley to clean up the movement. Yeah. I think we need a lot to keep it up, you know, to get this movement. Hello, Spin. I can't say that out loud, but yeah, that's funny. The Bolsheviks in Russia were Jews? Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all. They probably sided with Russia during, because Russia was the closest military. Wouldn't surprise me if a lot of Jews escaped up to Russia to fight in World War II and, you know, became the Bolsheviks and all. It makes sense, you know. I see how that connection could be there. A lot better than escaping all the way to the Middle East from Germany. Be a lot faster to go up to Russia. BLM guy that did the video prior to January 6th jumping out into a car. Oh, okay, that is a different guy. That's right. Man, yeah. I'm not surprised they ain't gonna arrest any BLM people. When does that happen? Or if they are arrested, they just get right out instantly and bailed out, and they never get back in whatsoever. I'm not surprised. She has a lot of Muslims, leftists, and broke people following her. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Ed. Oh, Ed, what did you say? Did I miss something? Someone tell Alex Jones about Fuentes. No income at all. Oh, I see. Man, Ed, are you... Yeah, man, I hope you're doing okay, dude. Absolutely. How you been, man? Megs is the mother of Tucky and Candy, coddling them. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, guys, so what do you guys think of that, though? For real. I guess most of y'all do indeed agree that Nick Fuentes is a Fed, you know? Karl Marx, the communist, was a Jew. Yeah. He also hated Jews, though. Wait. He openly hated Jews. Was Karl Marx a Jew? I gotta know. Karl Marx was born to a Jewish family, but his father converted to Christianity when he was a child. Marx himself was baptized as a Protestant. Although he had Jewish ancestry, he did not identify as a Jew in later life. Yeah, he really hated Jew. He said something about, like, what did he say? Was it in the Das Kapital? I think it was that he wrote that he talked bad about Jews. Karl Marx's views on Jews are complex and have been interpreted in various ways. Some scholars agree that his writings, particularly on the Jewish... Oh, he wrote the Jewish question. I forgot about that. Contains elements of anti-Semitism, while others suggest he was critiquing the societal conditions affecting Jews rather than expressing hatred towards them. Which book was it, though? Was it in I thought it was Das Kapital. He said that they were, like, could not be trusted. I remember that book, because I think that was the one I read. Or was it the Communist Manifesto that I actually read? This was back in high school before I had, like, any interest in that stuff. And I was forced to read one of them. I think it was, who was it that made me read it? And I didn't get all the way through by any means. Just enough to do a paper on it. Let's see. What books does Karl Marx mention? So that way I could just get the books instead of rely on Google. Oh, this is DuckDuckGo, by the way, but yeah, probably same thing, honestly. Jews in the government? Oh, no, it's more than that. There's a lot of people pushing. I mean, AOC's not a Jew. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that are not Jews that are pushing for Marxism and stuff. And I'm sure there's plenty of Jews, too, that are doing it. And there's also plenty of Jews who are against it. I don't know. I couldn't comfortably just say it's all that. Just Jews, you know. On the Jewish question by Karl Marx. Okay, so there's that. Can you answer me, you stinking thing? Okay. On these lists. Oh, wait. Did it do it? Come on, use your AI. There we go. Okay, so there it is. Now it updated. And capitalism. Is it just the Jewish question? Oh, he does in Das Kapital. I knew it. Okay, there we go. It was references of Jewish economic roles in the context of capitalism. Yeah, he absolutely... Yeah, I remember. So I did read Das Kapital, and he does talk really badly about the Jews in it. I knew I wasn't crazy. But he did talk about it in the Communist Manifesto and the German ideology. I'm going to have to read all 4 of those. I knew I remembered, though. It's been... Okay, so in all fairness, it's been like, 15 years. I think I was in 10th grade when I did that report. So I would have been 16... so 26. So it would have been 17 years ago that I'm pulling this information out of. Okay, I thought so. Alrighty, now, okay. I knew I wasn't crazy. Anyway, never read Capital. Yeah, I need to. I really need to. Plenty of non-Jews who love getting paid to be traders. Oh, yeah, there's that too. But there's also plenty of just, people in general that love love communism in the government. I mean, look at Hassan Piker. That guy ain't a Jew, but, So this would have been actually, I think it was like not AP English, but it was an extra English course that I had taken. Hey, thank you, Adam. I appreciate that. I'm a big old metalhead, if you can't tell, with my Winter Sun shirt. Everybody should be listening to Winter Sun. Greatest band on the planet. Next to Aether Realm, of course, as well, too. Aether Realm, man. You guys want some good folk metal? Or if you want some modern folk metal that everyone here in chat that I know can, especially if you're like conservative per se, like it's not a conservative band by any means. But Redneck Vikings from Hell, by Aether Realm with their banjos going, and like their first song just sounds like something that would be right out of the Dukes of Hazzards. It's absolutely incredible, and it's got Viking metal music. It's amazingly good. Amazingly good album. You guys, I think, would dig it. If you guys like metal at all, oh my God, just such a great album. It's all just about being by a campfire and drinking beers and being a redneck and eating a lot of food, and that's the whole freaking album. It's just awesome. It's absolutely awesome. It's like, yes. Folk metal? Ah, man. It's anything that takes any kind of folk music and makes it with metal. Especially orchestrated folk metal is just amazing. Like Yari, his Time 2 album, very Japanese, like, influenced. It is beautiful how well done that album is. Especially the final song, Silver Leaves. Beautiful song. It's very, very pretty. Way of the Fire and all that other stuff, pretty heavy metal, but it's also just fantastic in general. Just beautifully orchestrated. Tick History, I've explained a lot about Marks. Yeah. Tick is awesome. I love Tick History. I got to watch some of his videos here live. Maybe I plan on doing something tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to go over some Candace Owens stuff. And then maybe we'll watch like the whole... Oh, he did the whole Behind the Marks just a year ago. Fantastic. Yeah, we'll go over a lot of that stuff with Tick. I love Tick. He's fantastic. Proving that, you know, that the bad guys from World War II were definitely not right-wing people because they didn't have a single thing. I have to do the Europa Last Battle. I'll have to do that in chunks for sure. I'll definitely have to do 1 part, 2 part, 3 part. Probably, actually. Europa's probably going to be like a 20-part series getting through that. 12-hour video. That is nuts. That is a long, long documentary. But it's cool that they have documentaries that go into 12 hours long because I feel like most documentaries are just not long enough because there's so much info. This would be a crazy one to go for. That'll be... I'm excited to watch that for sure. Absolutely, Layla. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. So let's see. Going through all this. I didn't miss anything, did I? Nothing at all. Brad, thank you again, man. Man, donating a lot, man. You don't have to do that. That is awesome, though. Thank you. Thank you. Genuinely, you guys don't have to be doing that, though. But, man, I do appreciate it nonetheless. Oh, man, you guys make me feel like I'm actually going to be able to make this a career one day. Like, genuinely. Thank you all so much for being here. You guys are amazing. Have you ever seen Monty Python, Almost the Whole Truth, Lawyer's Cut? 8 hours? I haven't seen the Lawyer's Cut. I've seen some stuff from him. I really like, oh, God, what is their, it's not History of the World, because that's Mel Gibson. Is that Mel Gibson? Not Mel Gibson. Who wrote History of the World? It's, dude who did Spaceballs, right? Mel Brooks. Is it Mel Brooks? History of the World. I put Word. Is it Mel Brooks? It is Mel Brooks. That's it. It's very Monty Python-like. And of course, the Holy Grail. I've watched that like 10 million times. Just fantastic. What was the other one? They had was it the Flying Circus that they did? What was the other one that what were all the Monty Python ones? I've seen like 3 Monty Python movies only. Monty Python. Let's see what all he did. What all they did. Let's see, Wikipedia. I've seen... Was it It was Flying Circus. That movie's hilarious. Yeah. Flying Circus is great. Let's see. First discussion, the idea... Let's see. It's been a while. I watched all this stuff when I was like 13. So I have a very shady memory on it. I need to go through all of Monty Python stuff, though. Everything they've done is... Life of Brian's awesome. That's right. The Holy Grail. Life of Brian's hilarious. Let's see. Did I see The Meaning of Life? Oh, The Meaning of Life is what I was thinking of. That one's great. So I have seen that. I always confuse it with The History of the World, and I don't know why. But The Meaning of Life, it's fantastic. Yeah. Oh, man, I love Monty Python. Such good stuff. I need to go through all of it. I need more time to go through all of it. But yeah, Mel Brooks, exactly, Race. Mel Brooks is freaking hilarious. I can't believe he's doing a Spaceballs 2. I hope they don't screw that up. I hope they don't screw that up. It's gonna... Yeah. Yeah, Monty Python for sure. Everybody needs more. You need an email for your channel? I got an email. Here. I'll show you guys. You go here on click for more business inquiries. Boop. And then you can do the verified email right there. Bam. Arthur Messia, YouTube at Yahoo. So if you guys want to send me anything, you guys can. Just do a little quick... Oh, wait. You could just click it, actually. I don't want to click it because it'll bring emails up. And I don't know what that will bring up or which account. Because it could be my business... not my business. My bills that I pay. I have a specific email that I keep separate. I have like 100 emails. And I keep track of all of them because they each do one specific thing. And that's how I dodge all those stupid spam emails. I have like one email that I keep around that I never use that I give people all of the time. It is an old Arthur Messia email that I have. I just give it to people. Anytime they ask and they like really insist they need one, I'm just like, okay, I'll never look at that email ever. And it probably has 10,000 emails a week or something that probably gets into it. And I haven't logged into it for probably like 9 or 10 years. It's crazy. But it's not connected to any accounts with any passwords. It's just an email that I have as a dummy email to siphon all of those junk mail. All of that junk mail just goes over there, and I never have to look at any junk mail hardly ever. It's nice. Do that. That's a life hack for you guys. Make an email that you want all your junk email going to. And, you know, people, they'll just constantly do that, and they don't get any info. Britney's husband says she's on serious drugs now, which seems obvious. Yeah. Pretty obvious. I don't know if it's drugs. I don't know if it's dementia. But whatever it is, it's burnt her brain up, and I feel bad for her. I genuinely wish I could have, that she could have gotten out of the conservatorship much earlier in life, or never had it, so we could have seen if she was actually going nuts or not. Emailed me weeks ago, though. Yeah, I need to check my emails more often. I probably even have sponsor offers that might be good. I don't even know. Because I may take one. I'll run it through you guys, especially on Discord. If you guys join my Discord, linked in the description below, that's where I'll be talking to you guys most often. I'm trying to get it going pretty good, and I need to pop in there a lot more often too. But I really would like to get it going. Let's see. And then, oh no, I definitely did see your email though. I commented back on YouTube though, saying, "Hey, don't worry about any of that." You know what I mean? Of that stuff that went on. I am in the wrong email there. Okay, that's the email that I pay my bills with. Oh, it's a good thing I didn't click that because I was directly logged into that, and that wouldn't have been good to share. That's the one email people don't need to find out. Okay. Switch account. Okay, now I'm in my YouTube. Oh, really? No, that's not right. You know I'm not even in that email. So why would you suggest that password? Wait. Oh, wait. No, yeah, why would it suggest that? Crap, I don't know what password I used. Please be right. Is it right? It's just death spiraling. Cool. Okay, other load. Okay. Nope, invalid. Okay, great. Now I'm okay. It's gonna take me a little bit. Actually, you know what? What am I doing? Why in the world would I be trying to log in on the desktop? I don't need to do that. I could just pull it up on my phone. Start checking your emails, may get tips like Candace. I very well may. That's a good possibility too. I did get somebody, they showed a timeline, but then I didn't necessarily need it. Because, you know, it just says we all know the timelines and stuff, so, you know. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, yeah, I have that email, too. Right. It's just kind of on standby. 2 days ago. From Charlie. Okay. Don't know if you... Oh, this is Adam. Oh, okay. Is this the same Adam in chat right now? Adam X, did you email me? Zillion emails. I seriously need to get a hold of you. I'm willing to pay for a bit of my time? What the heck? Really? So glad came across the channel. Don't know if you ever offer any type of tutoring. Okay, thank you for that random software update pop-up. Tutoring what? Let's see. Stated empathetically, she hoped the micro lawsuit would not get dropped and quietly went to court and have it dismissed. And I was like, finally. So to make it story longer, 61-year-old veteran. Okay. Musician. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. All right. Let up learn the video, digital age, made a lot of goofy stuff. Okay. Oh, this guy gave me a really, really nice email telling me that, okay. I'll read through the rest of the email later privately. I don't want to put him out on here, save that email, but man, that's super awesome. Okay, I haven't gotten any new emails since then. Oh, this is primary. Oopsie poopsie. Guys, I'm sorry. I need to be better about checking this stuff for sure. For sure. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, okay. Cool, cool, cool. All right, that works. Yeah, guys. I'll be checking my emails more often. Ed, I'll definitely I saw yours and everything's good, man. Don't worry, man. No big deal. Just definitely hey, make sure you're taking care of yourself too, Ed, for sure. Let's see here. Oh wait, what do you do? Who's a family man and all? You should definitely watch. What are you guys saying? I really hope we woke up one of our good brothers. Woke up who? Puppy Jack and Layla? You guys aren't talking about me, are you? Because I am very awake. I am very, very awake. I'm so woke that I'm gonna dye my hair blue tomorrow. That'd be great. Nah. Alrighty, guys. Thank you all so much, though. Seriously. Thank you guys so much. Super big ol' shout out here. If you're still in here, man. Brad Bowen. Man, thank you. Thank you guys so much. Genuinely. Let's see. I don't think there's anything. Am I forgetting anything else? Is there anything that I should be remembering? Good Lord, guys. You all almost got me to 17,000 subs. Oh my God. Is this real life right now? I do feel like I'm in a dream, actually. Maybe I'm not woke. Right? If that were true, though, Charlie Kirk would be standing right next to me right now. You know. That's for sure. Yeah, for sure. Hey, I appreciate you guys. No, thank you. Thank you. I hope people think I'm a good guy. You know, I obviously I'm not backed by anything. I don't make money like from anybody. You know, this is all you guys. The only way I do is just from YouTube ads, like ad revenue and direct donations. That's it. I have no companies paying me off or anything like that. I have no countries sending me $7,000 checks. But if those people want to let me know how I could get in on that, you know what I mean? $7,000 a post? You kidding me? That's crazy. Now, I had a lot of people could like actually genuinely say I was paid off. And I'm like, you think a channel at the time I had like 14,900 subs? And I'm like, you think a channel that's almost at 15,000 subs is getting paid $7,000 a video? Like, oh my God. Like, I couldn't imagine what the million subscribed channels are actually making if that was the case. Holy crap. That would be crazy. Yeah, no. It's crazy. Don't sell your soul to the enemy. Hey, you know, I mean, everything's got a price right now. I would never sell my soul. I would never take that money. I would never, ever, ever let a foreign country ever pay me money. I don't even need much. The only amount of money I actually want to make is to have enough acreage, a nice like 2,000 square foot home in the middle of the woods, and then a side building that maybe is about like 1,000 square feet for an office to do this work in. Because it is really difficult to keep the kids out of here. You know what I mean? That's all I want in life. That's it. Like if I had that, all I would do is I would get a nice older truck and maybe I would get my 79 Corvette back and then fix that up. That's it. And then you guys would notice a lot of new guitars. Okay, that's where I would spend money. A lot of new guitars. I need more of these right here. Nice Music Man Majesty guitars. That's what I want, you know. Beautiful craftsmanship. Except I would want one that actually shows wood grain and stuff. I need to, one of these days, guys, too, I will get my pedal board hooked up, plugged in real quick. And I could show you guys what I could do here with this. I already have it set up for this. Just in case one day if you guys want. flip on that sweet tax effects. And then, I just dropped my pick. As not too loud, is it? Oh, wait, what the heck? There we go. Where did I drop that? The bad thing about dropping a pick. Let me grab it. I'll just kind of show you. I'll show you guys what I'm working on a little bit, because I'm planning on putting a new music video out soon. There we go. Oh, I had to pull a Monica Lewinsky to get this pick back. Sorry. Oh, had to go way under that desk. Okay. There we go. I'm working on, I don't know if you guys like, All That Remains, but Jason Richardson did that solo, I'm kind of there right now. Getting to that. I'm not at the next part, but that's just where I'm at that. Oh, I missed that note. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, I'll get that next music video kind of coming up. Hopefully I'll get that solo covered soon. It's a pretty difficult little solo. It's the Divine solo, specifically. I got it pulled up here because I've been learning it for about a week and a half now, or 2 weeks or something like that. Oh, too loud, too loud, too loud, too loud, too loud. Bring that down. That'll, yeah, pretty cool stuff, huh? I'll have that down here before too long. And, yeah, we'll have some fun with that. Maybe I'll do a live stream with it or something. You know, all that good stuff. I was also learning that tapping. I need to figure out the whole time solo again, but this crazy tappy here. Let me, foot stool out for my foot. Very careful not to hit the guitar with it made of solid metal. As much as metal is good for guitar, the music, physical metal, is genuinely not. There we go. So I can kind of show you guys this weird little tapping thing. Kind of, you know, all that good stuff. And then also the nice little... What the heck? Shouldn't be that difficult for me to get. It's been a while. I gotta learn. But anyway, no, this isn't a 7-string. My 7-string is on the wall behind me. Whoop. Right there. That's my 7. Crazy, huh? That's my LTD back then. I got that on a crazy deal. I got it for $750. Absolutely awesome. But yeah. That note was out of key, but anyway, yeah, so I'll get back into all that stuff here soon. But tell me, what'd you guys think of the whole, yeah, there we go. What'd you guys think of the stream? Hopefully I can get all this stuff going. I have one video, if you guys do want to see it, though. I did one cover of, the solo from, dang it. What's that song called? It's from it's the 8th scene of Dream Theater's thing here. I got a music channel, just if you guys want to see. I'll be uploading to the music channel before too long, but let's see. Right here. So here it is, and my best friend's sister drew me So, you know, you'll see some of that. But this is my Dream Theater. Spirit carries on here. I won't play the whole thing here because I'll probably get copyright stricken. But that's my, you know, background and stuff that I use. But yeah, if you guys want to check that out, yeah, it's up to you guys, you know. But very fun, very, very fun, very pretty solo, very pretty song in general. It's not like heavy metal or anything. This song isn't. But I think you guys might like it. Pull the 7-string out and play some Korn? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I need to get it. That's the Korn model. Did you know that? I'll check. Here, check this out. So, Sir Headley. His signature. So it is Sir Headley's signature model there. Got that thing for $750 when it came out. It was a $1,200 guitar. And they had it on sale as it just came out. They had overstock and stuff, like a bunch of it. And they were like, hey, like 2-week sale going on. $750, brand new. And I was like, no way. Evertune bridge, Fishman Fluence pickups. I was like, you're kidding me. $750. I jumped on that so quick. Unbelievable. I think they go for like $1,700 now, too. How much? Let me see. SH7 Sir Headley. What are they going for these days? Shopping. Really? Come on, I shouldn't have to specify. Really? What the? Is it SH? What the heck? Headley Ltd. Well, someone's selling it for $1,400, but what the heck? Do you mean to tell me you're kidding me? Go to Reverb. No way that they're not selling this. Headley Ltd. What? Did they discontinue it? What? No way. Sweetwater is where I bought it from initially. Let's see. Okay. Thank you. Why? What? Why did you take me to the bottom of the page? Ltd. Headley. Are you kidding me? No way, this was discontinued. SH. Let's do SH. Comparison. Why is comparison coming up? Yeah, get a $5,000 comparison. Okay, instead of the LTD that I, Okay. All right. ESP Ltd. Sir Headley. Yeah, a lot of these people here. Okay, here we go. SHT. Oh, okay. It's. I got you. So SH7ET. They're sold out. Okay, so they don't make them anymore. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know they discontinued it. That was such an amazing guitar. Huh. That's genuinely, that sucks. $1,500. So, yeah, got it for half off. But anyway, guys, tell me what you all think down in the comment section below and whatnot, after this video and whatnot. Thank you all so much for coming here. You guys are absolutely incredible. Genuinely incredible. Just, I'm blown away by you guys. I gotta hop off here and put these kiddos to bed. Thank you all so much, and yeah, I'll see you guys here in the next one. Later. Oops. Oops. My controls are over here. Oops. Yep. They are right here.